this here for us.
Hello.
This is the one. What?
We are live.
This is the one that was earlier. It was this earlier. This was the last one.
Okay.
Oh
Sweet.
wow, that's very different.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Can everybody hear me? Can we hear? We probably heard the guys in the background already. Maybe. Let me go into my dual screen. There they are. Oh, they're so small down there. Let's bring them up a bit. Hello, everybody. So today I've got T-Dreads and Gibby here, and our initial plan was to just talk about the FNAF 2 movie, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail. But there is some exciting stuff happening right now. This is live. This is being live updated on a brand new website, and it's called chicasSecretParty.com. This has literally only been going on for the last couple of hours, so
Can I give some context?
Yes, please give some context.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Chad, listen up. Here's the deal. It's a top secret website. And every hour, Scott Cawthon has been going through and adding a new sprite of a cupcake. And each new sprite of the cupcake leads to an audio cipher thing that gives us a new audio file. And the source code says you need to find them all. So we're waiting patiently, like good boys, for our next cupcake so we can find the new audio.
Yeah. Now, some people are saying this is fake, but it's actually Withered Circle.
A couple people are wrong.
If you check Narrow Raven's Twitter at Narrow Raven, actually someone check if that's right. I don't know if it's at Narrow Raven. I could be wrong. But anyway, Narrow Ravens. Yeah, it is Narrow at Narrow. His Twitter has all the kind of current updates going on, and he's been following this, and basically he went in, and the person on Twitter that claimed to have made the website was actually double hoaxing. It wasn't actually a Twitter user at all. It was apparently the website is registered to the same billing address as scottgames.com. So that seems to be an indicator that it might be real, and the fact it's getting live updated seems like it might be a bit more effort than would go into a hoax. Also, by the way, the sound you just heard there was one of the Easter eggs I didn't mean to play. I clicked the wrong link. So that was one of the secrets that's been found. But we're gonna go into a green screen, and I will share this with you guys as well on Discord so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go here. So yeah, okay. This is Narrow Raven's Twitter. Let's see if I can get this to work. Where's my display?
Make sure to unfollow.
Make sure to unfollow. Wait, where did my display capture go? Hang on. Ah, there it is. All right, so this is Narrow Raven's Twitter. What's going on? ChicasSecretParty.com, a thread. So apparently there's been a couple of cupcakes being updated over the last while. So some people have seen this cupcake, which is the most recent one. There's another one coming out probably soon. It seems to be every hour on the hour they're being released. So
which fits with the pattern of release that Scott Cawthon used for the Secret of the Mimic teasers that one week before the release week. SecurityBreachTV.com or whatever the fuck it was, remember? Every hour he posted a new...
Yes.
Yeah, so it fits with his previous Scott-isms.
Oh my god, there's a new game coming out, guys. No. So let's see. So
I mean,
if you go to maybe Chica Secret Party's going to come out. So if you go to the website and you brighten up the image, you can see in this one there's like claws in the background. Some of you might actually be able to make it out on your monitors right now. And they look like nightmare claws, like the kind of drill bit fingers that the nightmare animatronics have. And then if you inspect the page, there's an interesting message which, if deciphered, says darkchip.mp3, which then if you, I think it's Caesar cipher it, you get, that's how you get darkchip.mp3. And then if you go to chicasecretparty.com/dark_chip.mp3, it'll lead you to the following audio. So I'm going to play this now. So this is like weird ambient music. It seems to just go on like this for a while. I'm not really sure if there's anything hidden in this. Is this the one that people slowed down and pitched up, or is it the next one?
No, that's the shorter one.
Has anyone tried pitching that down and pitching it up or slowing it down?
I've only seen Narrow's thing, so I only know
Surely
what's
somebody's
showing on
tried. If
screen.
they did it with the second one, they've surely tried it with the first one.
I'd hope so. We can try that now in a minute if nobody has, if we can't find it. Then this is Narrow calling out the fake thing, and they privately confirmed that they didn't fake it. And so let me see, where is it? Oh yeah, this is one of the older cupcakes. Hang on, I gotta go back to this thread. Scroll down. So yeah, there was another. Wait, what the? What thread have I landed on? Let me see. Thread there. Oh, why does it end there? I am so lost. Twitter, be easier to read. Where's the other one? Oh, maybe it's this one?
It's like 13
Yeah,
seconds.
that's it.
long or
That's it.
something.
That's
Yeah, so this is Cupcake Challenge. And when you slow down the audio, you get this, which also sounds like background music. So yeah, pretty cool. There is a secret message in the website saying find them all, which I can confirm by going in here and inspecting, and you can see that in the header. You can see, can you find them all? And then there's a break, and then another one which has a random string of characters. There are not even characters, of like symbols, and then followed by "but you never could," which is interesting.
Can you copy and paste the symbols to me?
Yeah, I had them. I'll send them into the chat. I tried
side chat,
looking
if
up
you
if
want.
there was any sort of crazy thing, but it looks like different variations on A and C, right? A, C, and E, or just A, and E.
AC. I mean, Ace. Ace.
See that little question mark.
No, it's not Ace.
Does
The
anyone in
last
chat-
one.
Yeah, sorry, you got.
The last one's like that's an error thing, right? Like it shows that
Yeah.
little square when there's error. Yeah. Like that font doesn't have that symbol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you never could. Anyone in chat recognize that symbol? Not that symbol. Those like characters. Do they mean anything in any sort of cryptography or anything like that? I doubt they do, but just in case.
I can barely see them on screen. Like they're so small.
Oh, they're really.
on your
Of
setup.
course. Yeah. Let me go to full. Bring up the window capture. Actually, you know, I'll just do this. Paste it in here. I'm gonna bring it up like this. Very rudimentary setup, but
That's better.
have to do. Yeah. Bring it up like
This theory that the cupcake will change every hour is seemingly not coming to fruition.
It has changed 3 times. It's the third time it's changed.
Mia,
though.
thank you very much. Now Raven wants your snail mail address because you're difficult to get a hold of. He's talking about me on stream. Yes, I keep forgetting to send him that because I don't know how PO boxes work. And the last time I tried to do it, and didn't work. So I will eventually get my charity stream hoodie from his someday. Maybe I can get him to send it to one of you guys. Let me
Yeah,
see.
send it to TD.
So, and one Unwithered Truth gift memberships. Thank you very much, Mio. That's very, very generous of you.
Mio.
Oh, I also got another super chat which I missed. I mean, can't you tell us being part of the cast? I assume that's about the FNAF 2 movie. Yeah, see, it's me when I'm withered. It's not me now, so I don't have the same memories or whatever.
Okay, I can confirm. That it is changing. Because, at the very least, here's what information I have. I've just gone in the Wayback Machine. The last time the website changed was today at 11 a.m. It is now 6. Sorry. So 11 a.m. was the cupcake before this. So sometime between 11 and now, it changed to the other cupcake. Because at 11 a.m., the cupcake sprite was different.
Yeah.
11 a.m. Eastern time, by the way.
crazy.
So 7
Okay.
hours or so ago.
Yeah, so we might be cooked. It might only update like very, very rarely.
Might be every
but it's
day.
updated twice today. Yeah, no, it's updated twice today. It's only been up today,
My
I think.
let's do it because I think some people in chat might be a little
Hmm.
behind on this whole thing. So the upcoming Ultimate Guide 2 has a 13th chapter that describes a game called Chica's Secret Party. And it's like, oh,
Yes.
this is a game that Scott Cawthon released 10 years ago. And it's obviously fake, like it's not something that's real, it's an ARG. So this website is chicasecretparty.com. The book is not supposed to come out until December 2nd. So it's possible that the ARG isn't solvable until then.
He might just keep releasing new information.
Yeah, he might do it slowly, it might be possible now, it might not be possible at all until the end.
I'm trying to see these, I'm gonna go to the guy who did this. So this is DJ Aiden VA. He apparently he did part of the Chica's Party stuff.
Yeah, there's some sort of cipher that he figured out.
Cupcake challenge time. Ah, yeah, okay, so it's every letter is a duplicate of the previous, and then if you put that into a cipher 17 rotations, it says cupcake challenge time.mp3. That makes sense. So this is the same one as they had been working on before. All right, sweet. Well, this is something very interesting, so we're probably going to check back on this a few times throughout the stream and see how it's going. I don't really know if there's anything worth looking at right now beyond those little bits, so I think we're better off coming back later, rechecking it and seeing how we're doing. Oh, we're getting more.
Someone in chat keeps posting this from Rodro. The body tag has the link 2093. Hex codes should be 6 characters long. So a hex code should be 6, but it's only 4.
Oh.
I don't know if that means anything, but they keep pointing it out.
2093. 93. Well, this is the hex code beside it. 5C, 5C, 5C. Oh, no, link. Sorry, yeah, I see what you mean. If there's a link on the page, it's only hashtag 2093. 2093. Yeah, why does it have a shorter one?
Yeah, all the other links
Cipher
have
code.
the proper amount. Is it even in orange if you click off?
There's
Yeah, it is. This is probably how the HTML works, though.
Yeah. Because all the other ones are the right length. You're right.
And they have letters. Yeah, they have letters.
2093. Yeah, so that's probably another cipher code of some sort. Anyone in chat?
How'd
know
they get the
anything
last
about
one? What process?
They looked at this thing here, and then Caesar ciphered it 17 ways, which this used to be the chips one, I think.
And how'd they get the number 17?
They just tried over and over again.
Oh.
Which, I mean, you can just open up like a Caesar cipher website, and it'll just be like, you can click the button multiple times until it works. Font face Verdana. Do we think that's anything? I know it's a real font, but I'm just wondering. Anyone know about web design or anything? If they can tell us if 2093 is definitely super out of place.
2093. So what's LLDYY1? Is this a?
This is
that?
Chica's cup. This is like cupcake challenge,
Okay.
whatever .mp3. It's basically
that's
every letter is duplicated once, and then if you cipher that 17 ways, it gets you to the mp3 file. John Harvey, Unwithered, please. What? Unwithered, please. What?
He's saying that he found all the
Oh.
tapes in your video.
Oh yeah. I still haven't sent it. Yeah, you will get the prize. Just make sure you email me with all 3 locations or all of the 6 codes and where you found them. There are 7 technically, but there's 6 main ones. No, Withered,
6,
you're right.
7.
There is. Oh shit! I didn't even mean to do that. I literally put a 6-7 joke in the video that nobody's seen, but I. The hex codes is used for color. It's strange if it's lower because you mainly grab colors from pickers or other stuff. Yeah. 2093. I can't think of anything like. Hmm. 9393. I mean, 93? 2093 is what security breaches said. Oh my god.
Right in the image, there are symbols. There's like monster hands in the
Yeah,
background.
that's the nightmare hands.
Yeah. These are nightmare fingers, which we've had a look at. See, I can't. There's no other codes seemingly, unless this data new GRCS check loaded 14.1264.0. Does anyone know what that means? If that's a real thing? Is that something to do with me having Grammarly? Because I have Grammarly, and that's also listed here.
I'm gonna run the thing in Photoshop. I'm sure that there's nothing else there. But what if like Scott updated the image and the only thing that changed was the background? Ooh.
Ooh.
$17, but why? That has to be an intent. Surely it's not just a random. I know they guessed, but surely. Can we look back at the source code of the other one to see if the number 17 was in the same place that 2093 is?
Oh yeah, good question. Like on the Wayback Machine?
Because surely the number 17 had to come from somewhere. I know they just guessed it, but I don't. That's not like Scott.
Well, no.
I don't think to just be like, and then they will guess 17 times.
Right, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So where are we now? What is it today? We have to just go today. I assume today is all we have. This is 11 a.m. I never know if the Wayback Machine works. No, that had 2093 as well. Yeah, different image of the cupcake. But it's the same hands.
So how the hell were we supposed to get 17?
What was 17 used for? For the cipher? Like
That's how many times they shifted the message.
Well, like,
I mean,
okay,
you just shift it until you get it. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
seem weird to me.
Weird.
Someone's donating. I gotta keep on top of these
Gonk.
donations.
Tell Gibby I liked his video up to Be Beautiful where I paused. Any chance you all react to it? Yeah, Unwithered, and T-Dredge, you guys want to react to my 32-hour video?
Yeah.
36
sweet.
hours, whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
guys,
We
that's a
can
great
Let's play that
idea.
on. Yeah. Thank you, though. Thank you for watching it. Everyone in here who's watched part of it and liked it, that's very, very helpful. And I hope that you go back and you watch the rest of it.
I've started watching it and it's very good. Brighten the image I did. There are symbols. I assume they're talking about the hands, because to be fair, this one is a lot clearer actually when you brighten it up. I'll show that image here. If you can see that on stream, yeah. So this one is a lot clearer, obviously. But then if you brighten the other one, it's like all pixelated and weird. Although these actually, now that I'm looking at them, they're not the nightmare drill bit fingers. They're like bone fingers.
For this one?
Yeah, look. I think they're the same hands. But look, they're
Maybe
not.
you might be able to see it better on your monitor because I.
Oh, sorry,
can't.
I'm
your
sharing
stream, I
just
can't
my
see anything.
stream. Sorry, hang on. Stream entire screen. There we go.
Okay. So I currently have the current image open, and they're identical.
Yeah, because I have this, but they're very pixelated. I don't know if that's just something
Oh,
how I
oh, oh.
downloaded them.
We're looking at the same one right now. Where'd you get the thing you're currently showing on stream? Not anymore, I guess. The older picture, that. Okay, never mind. They're the same. Okay.
Look at this.
But it's got
What
weird
is that?
thorns. Yeah, it's a claw with thorns.
But they look like, or like bone hands. Whoa, what the? Is it like
Got a pickle pepper donation. T-Dreads. We may not have the full puzzle that involves the 17 to make it have a point. Also, those are some bony claws. Kind of reminds me of a death claw from Fallout.
Yeah.
People are saying could be Burn Trap. Twisted
But Burn
Wolf.
Trap has the drill bits, right? He's got the little nightmare hands. Yeah, he's got the same kind of hands as the nightmares, where they're a bit like drills, but I'm trying to find a good picture of his hands. But these are just like straight up bones. I got a spooky skeleton coming in.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, I think unless there are crazy updates, we should move on to talking about the movie. Unless anyone in chat has anything crazy they'd like to suggest. The way back is so much harder to read.
How do we feel about
Kaufman's lying to you, says Fred.
the last thing I'll say is this is how it decodes. Let me send you something. This is how it decodes the cupcake challenge time.
Let me see. Where are you sending this?
Hold on, wait. They might have found something.
Yeah, is Nero still streaming?
Yeah, hold on. I'm getting some information here. 1 second.
We're getting live updates. We're getting live updates from the seed.
We'll do it
Okay,
later.
the claws in the background are losing bitrate with each
Yes.
subsequent cupcake. I'm not sure why that is.
Probably
That's
because
what I was
Scott's
saying,
screenshotting the image.
That's true.
It's just moving
The
forward.
other thing I wanted to give you was
Beautiful. Turn it up. Remix.
Turn it up.
this is what it looks like when you actually decode the information. Gotta go to the secret Gibby chat. Right? The letters repeat like that, right? See,
Yes,
so it's
they
2,
double.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2,
Oh.
2. There's
Two,
4
two,
L's.
two.
So I wonder
Oh,
if
right.
something
No,
about
no,
that is like how
it's-
the numbers.
Oh, there's
It's
two
every
there's two
letter
L's.
twice, and there's just 2 L's there.
You're right.
Oh,
There's
true.
2 L's in the word
That's-
challenge.
That's just 2 of the same letter every time. Weird.
Yeah.
That's freaking weird.
So that's chat when you see it there, it gives you the full string, which is taken from there in the website. That is strange. But yeah, okay. I think if we get any crazier updates, we will go back to it. But for now, let's talk about what the stream has in the thumbnail, which is the FNAF 2 movie. So we're gonna be seeing this pretty soon. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. Very excited. We're gonna do a little bit of predictions. I know you guys are both spoiler heads. You've heard bits and pieces here or there, but Gibby, you were saying that only the stuff that basically revolving around certain events hasn't been revealed yet by the trailer, but you're going to refrain from talking about those if it comes up, so nobody has to worry about spoilers.
Disclaimer. So a couple months ago, some jerk leaked a bunch of stuff from the movie. So there's one subject matter I won't be talking on at all, because for me to speculate versus not speculate would kind of give it away.
Yeah.
The things they leaked that have come true is Mike and Vanessa, quote unquote, on a date, which is in the trailer. And they leaked that basically, like, oh, the trailer's hiding a character, and it's the guy played by, I think his first name is Freddy, but I don't really know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that weird eyebrow
yeah,
guy.
Freddie Carter.
Yeah, the leak is just like, this character hasn't been revealed yet, but they exist. It's like, okay, so that Mike and Elizabeth dating, as Dawko would say, and then another thing that we're just not going to talk about. Besides that, I really don't know like where the characters end up or who might be in it or like any sort of secret surprises or whatever. So besides one subject, I am good to speculate. Freddie Carter, thank you, chat.
Okay, yeah. So I suppose off the bat, what are we thinking for the opening of the movie? Like, what do we think the first thing that comes on screen will be? Because I think we can do this in the Kenna Grace, yeah, like the whole mystery gang part.
Yeah, the Scooby Gang, yeah. Mr. Incorporated.
Yeah.
I think open with a weird like found footage, right? But like not literally. So we'll be seeing behind the eyes of a camera.
Yeah.
And it'll be the cameraman filming her, and she'll be like, "Welcome to Freddy Fazbear, where 15 years ago a bunch of kids died, and 2 years ago, the building exploded in a weird explosion, and blah 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 blah." Like literally, it's the recap of the lore in the first movie.
Yeah.
But through the film technique of McKenna Grace as being a reporter talking about what happened.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll probably get that whole Mystery Incorporated as the cold open to the movie, and when they all get killed by the toys, will be title card Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then we'll go in and we'll find out all about Mike and Vanessa. Probably at the dinner. Probably we'll just go straight to the dinner scene. And Mike and Vanessa will be talking. She'll be like, "How is things?" And then we can do, exposition about, "Oh, Abby's well. She's thinking about the others, etc., etc." And then Vanessa we'll like set up all the nightmare stuff that's going on with Vanessa, whatever that's about, and she won't tell Mike directly, so she can tell him later in a dramatic scene, maybe. T-Dreads, how are you feeling about the opening? Do you have any thoughts as to like why beyond the like the Mystery Incorporated stuff, why they might be there or why they might be killed by the toys?
I mean, I would assume. No, I mean, I think they've either been lured there, I think, by the spooky guard man, or they're literally just like breaking in because it's their, they want to make a little like TikTok or whatever it is.
2001 TikTok, which like that was a thing. People did film stuff.
Yeah.
Is everything that's been officially released fair game to talk about?
I think so. Yeah. If anybody in chat hasn't seen the trailers or is trying to avoid like any sort of cast information or anything like that, beyond the not like leaks and stuff like that, but just more, oh, Matthew Lillard has been announced as this character, returning or whatever. If you don't want to see any of that or hear any of that, if you've been avoiding that, this won't be a completely clean speculation. We're going to be basing it off of the trailers and the like cast interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, is it a spoiler to say that Toy Chica kills Newman? Because like that's been in every single trailer.
It's been in the trailers. Yeah, I think that was even in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things they tweeted, it was like behind the scenes, and so it showed the director looking at a camera feed on a TV, and if you brighten the image, you can see who I personally think is the McKenna Grace character with like blood or tears or agony or whatever like coming down her eyes. It almost looks like she's wearing the puppet mask. So like, ooh, they got her. She's going to be an animatronic.
So, okay, do you think she'll be like literally made into an animatronic or like stuffed into an animatronic, or will she be like, it's just going to be like a visual representation of her getting killed by the puppet?
I think it could potentially be some sort of agony vision or something.
Yeah.
Like, not a dream sequence, more like she gets jump scared by the puppet, and then the guy that she's with like looks over at her, and he sees a close-up of her face, but she looks like the puppet, and that's just like how agony works, right? It's giving him like FNAF 3, right? Like the hallucinations. Yeah. So like he sees her as the puppet, and then he runs and he trips and he falls, and then Mangle, grabs him by the neck or whatever happens in the trailer.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of like the idea that if Charlie is getting people, maybe they were trying to find a way of illustrating how the puppet can kill people without her just like stabbing them with her like tentacle hands or
their
choking them
noodle
out or
arm.
whatever. So maybe she's got more of a ghostly thing going on where she goes bah, and then you start crying the black liquid and become all, I was gonna say withered, but like like maybe all your you get mummified a little bit and then you go oh and you die, and that's how she's able to kill people ghostly, in some sort of ghostly way. Do you have a thought on that image, T-Dreads? You know the one that Gibby's talking about.
I may have zoned out.
The Twitter image where if you brighten it, it looks like McKenna Grace has the puppet mask on.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
Do you
No
have
comment.
any no comment? Okay. Because I've seen some people have
Yes or no?
overlaid it on top of they've overlaid it on top of an image from the McKenna Grace character. Like I think it's the one from the trailer where she's like up at the puppet when it's coming out of its box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like the same shot but flipped, and it does look like that character. I'm trying to find it now on Twitter. If you guys know where I can easily find it, that'd be good.
It'll be in my replies somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have
See
a
if
look.
I can get it.
Just so I can put it on screen for chat. Let me see. And chat also, by the way, obviously feel free to leave your thoughts in the chat, and also super chat if you definitely want us to see it. And speaking of whom, Carcaton, the Withereds beatbox the toys until they comically fall apart, and then everyone does the spooky month dance. Roll credits. I reckon that's probably pretty good. I'm gonna put all my chips on that one because pretty locked in. Pretty locked in for that. Let me see. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm dumb. I'm sorry, chat. But yeah, so one of the things I did want to talk about is we obviously have the Faz Talker, and Abby seems to be led by the Faz Talker to the FNAF 2 pizzeria. Or at least that's how the trailers have been edited to make us think that. But we also have this thing through the trailers that she wants to go and see her friends, which is why I'm wondering if there's a bit of trailer trickery going on, that maybe she goes back to the FNAF 1 pizzeria first, the first movie's pizzeria, and finds that either the robots are gone or they're all turned off, or she finds the Faz Talker there or something. I don't know. I'm just curious as to how she makes the leap herself to be like, I want to go see my friends. They were there last, and why would they be here now? Do you think it's just the Faz Talker's just going to say that? Like, oh, come find us, and it'll tell her where to go? And she just has that from something else? Sorry, Jada Pug, I missed your...
Yeah, so, my thought watching the first couple... Sorry, did you say that there was like a super chat that you missed?
There is a super chat, let me see.
Yeah, let's go to that. We also missed... FFW Kid became a member. I remember seeing that earlier.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I think that's it. Yeah, we got Pickle Pepper. I think we're caught up.
I did like the message, but Flight 8371 said, "Take my money. Don't spend it all in one place." Thank you very much for the $2 super chat.
$2.
Yeah. Jada Pug. Predictions. DCI is deconfirmed based on toys in the movie killing people. Script 4 being the real one. Toys versus Withers. Withers are actually nice because mask. I don't know what you mean by Withers are actually nice because mask. I guess you mean that they won't kill you because you're wearing the mask, but that's true of the originals. Toys versus Withers, I assume that's what we're going to get in the movie, seemingly based on the setup. I think it'll be one of those things where he's... Either it's going to be a fake out. Again, it's just editing trailer magic that Mike isn't actually about to get killed by Withered Chica, or... he thinks she's attacking him, but really she's trying to save him from something or something like that. Or they're going to be confused and then they're going to start attacking people. But yeah, as well, it's like DCI deconfirmed is like, it all depends on how much weight you put into the movie versus versus the games and how you want to transpose those. Can you do Strange Waffle? You always have the crazy. Strange Waffle's a good name because you always have the craziest suggestions. Can you do a Freddy losing his sock impression? What the?
My feet are cold.
Oh gosh, where's my? Oh, I don't have my. I don't know why I'm doing a Kermit the Frog voice. Oh jeez, come on, Fuzzy Bear. What's the song? I'm Freddy Fazbear. I just lost my sock.
I'm gonna make you see.
There you go. Thank you, Strange Wassel. Miguel, do you think they're gonna fight between Golden Freddy and the puppet? That would be sick. If they have the toys and the Wizards and Golden Freddy and the puppet have to duke it out. I want to see that. I want to see Charlie and the blonde kid fist fighting in the ghost world while the animatronics are just sitting in a corner.
This has been theorized. I don't think it's not part of the leaks. I don't think it's stated anywhere. But there's like posters on the wall of the marionette conducting.
Yes.
Like the toys. So the idea is that because Vanessa says in the trailer, like, there's only one ghost here. And so the idea is that the puppet is controlling all the toys. They're not possessed. And thus it would be like the main antagonist. So yeah, it would end up being Golden Freddy, Kelsey, Luke Skywalker, Andrew Cassidy kid.
Yeah.
Being like, we must stop Charlie and make her not angry anymore. And that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think... yeah. It's interesting.
Heyday predicted it.
Heyday predicted it, yeah. Exactly. I'm just solving the lore by making up fan canon from Scott's point of view, and I just get inside his head. Yep. I'm going into the field to figure out what he wanted. I got Fazburger, I did. That's true. In the trailer, Cryptic Lucas says, in the trailer it says to Abby, I will show you the way. Which is true. Okay, so then do we think maybe the Faz Talker is going to be like, Abby, come find us? And she'll be like, go to the same place? And it'll be like, no, we're not there anymore. We left or something. I don't know. Maybe Follow Me happened after William was already Springtrap. He picked up his Springtrap suit and he just started walking around tearing the other ones apart. That'd be kind of interesting if their like souls then had to drift. So this is actually a thing I was going to ask. Wizards, do we think that they are going to be the same robots that are just hand wavy explained to look like that now? Or do we think they are going to be separate animatronics which are being placed, like the souls are transferred or choose to change forms to go into the withered animatronics?
So the question you're actually asking is, why do they look like that?
It's scary.
Yes, exactly. Why do they look like that?
I genuinely don't have an opinion, because for a general audience, changing them that drastically from the classic to the Wizards is going to be a big sell.
Yeah.
But any other
I
answers,
agree.
like, we are at this location. They have Wizards and toys for some reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up a poll. Are the Unwithereds real in the movies? And it's gonna say Unwithereds or hand wave. Because on one hand, I'm like, I would think that putting it like that in the movie would be too much for people to accept. But I also understand that, because when I try and think of like a general audience member, I think of like my parents going to the movies, and
yeah.
I don't know if my mom would be like, oh wait, why do they look different now? Because they're broken up enough and it's been long enough since the first one came out. Like, is this a decision being made for people who are going to see this movie after having seen the first one in theaters and being like, oh yeah, that was fun, I'll go see the next one, and they don't really properly remember the first one to go like, oh, Freddy's got a different jaw and Chica's looking a bit different? Or are they just going to hand wave it and go, oh yeah, the people who know the games know that there's a whole like history of this, but you know, general audiences won't care. Because I would care, even as a general audience member, but I feel like I'm pedantic sometimes.
Yeah, like I will care when it happens.
God damn it. So do you think then that they're going to ghost transfer all the way over to another suit or something.
Yeah, I think that when Mike's in the office with the mask and like Chica's there, that's probably the same. Like that's Susie.
Yeah.
Like same ghost. Yeah. But like
Yeah.
how? Yeah, no. How? Why do they look like that? Unless it's all a projection. It's like we look like this because you didn't play with us, Abby. Because after the mean rabbit man, the rabbit man's gone now, so we're just on our own and we're broken down.
Yeah. See, the weird thing is they're in the FNAF 2 building, which I'm like, what do they walk across town? Like, do they get in a car? I mean, they did that in the first movie, I guess, with the taxi
They
scene.
took a cab.
But I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I say that like, oh, what are they gonna do? Have them get in a car? As if it's not fully in this, like, in the realm of possibility that they have a scene where the Withereds get up from the old location and, like, get in the van that the kids had at the start and, like, drive to the FNAF 2 location. Like, and they're going, whoa, trying to stay on the road. I would never guess the pillow fort scene in the first one, so don't put the Withereds driving out of the question.
I believe the theater if the Withered start driving.
They had a kid named Oswald on the way. Yeah,
and David
and Dave as well. Yeah, they're just knocking
running
them all
out on
down.
the road.
Yeah, somebody's crossing the road with their kid, and they go, "David, there is a car!" And then they jump out of the way. It's perfect. Okay. T-Drez, do you have a particular thought on whether they're going to be unwithereds that get the new ghosts put into them, or are they going to be just hand wave away? They get to the second location somehow.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like, oh, weird. They look a little different now, but it's whatever.
And how do you think they'll get
I think it's gonna be I think they're gonna be the same exact suits, same exact animatronics, because they're not even gonna address it. They're gonna be like, oh, I guess these animatronics are just kind of different looking now.
Yeah, you look so withered.
You look so withered. I miss when you were unwithered, and that's the truth.
I wish. We'll save that for the
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Yeah, I could also see a scenario where Mike's gone to the other location and he's talking to the evil eyebrow guy. I feel bad for that guy that's like his moniker. What's his real name? Freddy? But his name's Freddy, so it's like it's hard
Freddy
to
Carter.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carter. Mr. Carter. Save them purple guy with his purple shirt and his yellow badge. He's gonna be like taunting Mike or something, and he'll say, you know, the other ones, they were the ones on stage, but they planned on remaking them. They never got to the final stages of production, though. And that's like when the ghosts will turn on the Withereds and they'll go, you know, and start walking around.
And that's the truth.
Though that's the truth.
Unwithered truth.
Yeah, so then there would be unwithereds that just would never be used, because the toys are supposed to be the originals in this. They're supposed to be older than like any of the other ones, other than maybe the Springlocks, I guess. What are your thoughts?
T-Dread. You gotta answer this, T-Dreads.
This is from Miguel. What are your thoughts of the Popeyes collaboration with FNAF? I think they should have picked a pizza joint. Thoughts,
How was
T-Dreads?
the Popeyes?
Are they asking me?
Yeah,
Yes,
well, they
well,
asked
that's
everyone, but I
Oh.
have never eaten Popeyes, and I don't think. Gibby's
I mean, it
friends
was
with that.
okay. It was kind of dry,
Wow.
but I think it's just like the regular Popeyes food, but then they just put it in a box with Toy Freddy on it. So
Yeah, why? Yeah, why is it?
tastes
not
like chicken to me,
pizza?
though.
Surely it
Tastes
should
like
be
chicken to me. So
Shouldn't it be Pizza Hut or something?
I don't know.
Yes, it should have been. Or Papa John's.
Let me see.
They'll collab with like an Asian restaurant next.
So this, yeah, we've picked
Freddy
Indian...
Fazbear's Thai noodles. Like, hell yeah.
I could go for some Thai noodles. So who do we think? And you maybe can't answer this based on leaks and stuff like that. Who do we think Mr. Carter, Freddy Carter, is?
Those who know.
There was the leak from months ago that me and TD keep talking about. There's been a more recent. If you know why Scott posted on Reddit the other day, you know what's happened recently. Is that
didn't know he
fair
even
game, or
posted
do you
on-
not want to talk about
I
that?
didn't even know
Okay.
he posted on Reddit.
Okay, so I will not say what the spoiler is, but an article, literally, I don't know exactly what it was, but like a Vanity Fair style article just talking about the movie, did like an interview with Freddie Carter, and it gave the name of his character. And then within a few hours, they edited the article and removed that. And Scott made a post on Reddit saying, "Guys, just go off the internet if you don't want leaks, because like we can't control all of them."
Okay. So you know who he is. I think I may have
Unfortunately,
seen that
we are
article.
those who know.
I know
In
Yeah,
the
that
situation,
article-
we're those who know.
I think I may have seen that article, and it's very interesting. But I don't
very interesting.
I don't want to speculate because if it wasn't supposed to come out, like if that wasn't part of the planned releases, then fair enough.
Scott
Jada
didn't want it
Pug
there, so.
Docco's seen the movie. They said it's good. Also, Doug. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, like I am waiting to see it to pass any sort of judgment myself. Like I watched the kind of like first reactions, but also in fairness, it's like, and this is not me saying that anyone's being disingenuous about their feelings about the movie, but like there is definitely a different experience of somebody going in as a fan creator who has been invited to a premiere and is getting to meet like Scott Cawthon and all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying that they are
for
not...
Dawko not to enjoy it, it'd have to be pretty ass.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Is like I think they have maybe like everybody has their own criteria for movies, which is why I very rarely use reviews or anything to judge films in advance. I am excited for it. I think I do think like based on what they were saying, you know, like seems to focus on the horror more, seems to have put more effort into the plot and the characters and everything. I'm hoping that's a good sign based on the feedback they got for the first movie, which, you know, is cool. But I'm also not gonna take anything at face value. Another pillow fort scene, but with the withereds all together, and Abby goes, "Wow, it's some sort of withered circle." Fuck's sake. Thank you, Jungle Boy. Pickle Pepper 900, Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Andrew Pizza. Oh my god, there's so many brain rot words in a single sentence. Let me see. I don't know if I missed anything else.
Andrew Pizza.
Andrew.
I turned your brother into a pizza, Mike.
Your brother Andrew.
I renamed him to Andrew. See his curly hair? That's how you know he's vengeful.
And guess what, Mike? Stuffed crusts. Get it? What was, I thought you were slow clapping. I was like, come on. So we've got the withers, we got the puppet, right? We've got this puppet. Maybe again this is leak stuff, I don't know. The puppet, as Gibby said, has been confirmed in like publicly available sources to be some sort of puppet master or conductor whose role it is in the pizzeria is not as a prize counter giver, but as a like way of controlling all of the other toy animatronics. And
like some sort of security puppet.
Exactly. Yanverb, thank you very much. Can't wait for Henry to reveal the unwithered truth to Mike. Man, I'll be waiting. I need to know what it is at this stage. I think I've lost track of what it might be. But that puppet conductor idea, I think personally that the movie is going to show us the toys coming to life with the puppet. They're going to be angry. They're going to be killing loads of people. Everyone's going to be freaked out. They're going to be like, oh no, they've gone evil. Like the puppet's an evil spirit. We have to stop her. And then the movie will build up and up and up, and it'll tell us all of Charlie's backstory, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, like toward the end, we'll find out that William, through Springtrap isms, has been controlling the puppet the whole time, and he's the one controlling the toys. And then they'll stop that, or they'll free the puppet from his control or something, and then they'll have to go and kill William in the third one. That's my guess. I don't know anything about leaks or anything like that. Do you guys have any thoughts, or are you going to refrain from answering?
No, so again, there's only one topic that I don't feel like I can talk about, and that's not one of them.
Okay.
I think that the trailer... Here's the thing. Movie trailers lie.
Yes.
Period. If any of you follow anything to do with Marvel movies, they literally add scenes and lines of dialogue and edit things out. Like, trailers can just lie to you.
Yeah.
But what the trailers are showing lines up with the games. Charlie dies, probably in association with the puppet. Her father is Henry. She was like the first death. She's now the puppet and is like going around doing stuff. So like the twist would have to be Scott Cawthon would have to be rubbing his hands together going, I'm going to manipulatively edit the trailer so it looks like the story of the game, but the story of the movie is totally different, so I'm misleading them twice.
So when you say the story of the game, do you mean in reference to like the puppet just killing people like night guards and stuff like that?
Charlie being the puppet, you know, what if it turns out that, like, you know, Charlie is actually Jaloon Joy? It's like, yeah, that'd be a big twist.
No, I think Charlie will be the puppet. I just think William will be controlling her like he did the other MCI.
With, like, pictures and stuff? Would he?
I'd say now that he's a ghost, he'll be, because he'll be dead, and he'll be on the other side, like, controlling her with field magic or whatever.
Yeah. So, like, what has she been... We can hand wave away the classics kind of not doing anything because William's physically in the building. But where has the puppet been for over 17 years?
It seems like she's been in that box, which is...
With a perpetual song playing?
I think either it'll be there's the song has been playing, or maybe when McKenna Grace and the others go in, because they're also being led around by Freddie Carter. So maybe if he's got anything to do with it, he could be tied into like this plan that he's going to wake up the robots or something.
Yeah, he might know how to keep it subdued. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And then maybe when they go in, they start looking around and poking around where they shouldn't. And she goes into the puppet's box and like reactivates it for the first time by accident, because a lot of horror movies do that, where you disturb the ancient burial site or whatever, and then suddenly the ghost comes out and he's going to get everybody.
It'll be like the genie from Aladdin. 10,000 years.
Yes. Yes. Strange Waffle, do you think FNAF takes place during Red Dead?
Don't play video games no more. I never play video games.
As in, like, in... No. I know it's a joke comment, but come on.
But Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, during Red Dead 2, obviously, of course, because it's FNAF 2. So... What... Okay, if you... And the William thing is just speculation, because I could see it just as a way of them, like, making Charlie sympathetic the way they made the kids sympathetic in the first one. If Charlie is not being controlled and she is the one leading the toys, and the line about this whole town will be dead by morning, which seems to be about the toys because they're leaving the building and killing people in a school and at home and blah 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 blah. What do you think that will all be about? If it's nothing, like, is it still to do with Charlie? Do they go rogue? What do you think that whole situation will be?
Like their motivation?
Yeah.
They want... Okay, well, the only thing we know about them, they want Abby to be their friend, which means killing her. They don't like William.
Well, the originals do. But do you think the toys are the Susie kids? Like Susie and...
No, I think the toys are the puppet. I literally think that it's orchestrating, puppeting them. So their motives are the puppet's motives.
Right, okay.
Which is question mark. And Henry's alive, because Mike goes and talks to him in the trailer. So, like, you know, if the puppet maintains any of Charlie's identity, then, like, Henry is out there. So I can see, like, a dramatic scene where, you know, Henry's standing in the dark road in the rain with the puppet in front of him, and he's like, "Do you remember me, Charlie?" And then it either kills him, or it starts crying and, like, takes off his mask or something, and then she moves on. Like, one of those is how it ends.
Yeah, well, that's why that'd be a great place to do if you're gonna do your William twist. It's the puppet out in the rain and Henry's there and he's going, it's me, it's your dad, blah 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 blah. And then the puppet turns around and goes, yeah. I'm not Charlie, or whatever. Or she goes like, Dad, help me, you know, and then gets taken over. She gets her red eyes like all the rest of them. So do you think the whole Dead by Morning thing is going to tie into the Withereds? Because I have a feeling that the Withereds are going to be like kept to a kind of like an action sequence in the middle of the movie, and then they'll come back at the very end. But I have a feeling they're not going to be as big a part during that whole the toys are out in the town and killing people, like Toy Bonnie's stabbing people in their living room, and Toy Freddy's lifting up the garage, and the Mangles following Vanessa in the car.
And Chica's killing people to school for some reason.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Okay, yeah, for Toy Chica to be at the school, they must be after Abby specifically. And the Faz Talker is Toy Freddy. So, like, where does she get that?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Because the Faz Fest thing seems to be after the toys come back to life and they're already out and about on the town, which to me feels like a midpoint, like, where everything starts to go wrong, right? Like, they've been let out and they all go to the big Faz Fest and then they just start killing people. You know, Toy Freddy's walking along and they're all like, oh my god, it's an animatronic, this is amazing, and then he bites somebody on the head.
Yeah, so is there a grand reopening of Freddy? Like, why is there a Faz Fest?
I think that
Is it Henry?
I think the descriptions, like the log lines that I've seen, have said something along the lines of the events which took place in the first movie have reignited interest in the Freddy's rumors. So I think you were right along the lines of that's why the kids at the start are going there, is because last year the building burnt down and we're going to see if we can solve the mystery of Freddy's or whatever. And that'll be establishing, oh, there's like a FNAF fandom that started up in universe.
Interesting.
Miguel asked, do you think FNAF 3 and sister locations are going to be the same movie or separate? I don't think they would do, like, in the next movie, all of FNAF 3 and sister location. I'd say they'd be more likely doing, like, sister location first, and then FNAF 3 is, like, your ending UCN style movie. I don't know if they're going to get to 4. I feel like 4 is the biggest, like, thing you have to... I think 4 is, like, you can put it in this movie, right? Like, Vanessa's seeing William come down the hall, and then she sees, like, a big scary Freddy jump out. Like...
All right, new cupcake news.
New cupcake
Beep
news.
boop, beep boop. New cupcake news.
Boop, boop.
Okay, ready?
Hit me with it.
It has been discovered that Chica's secret... one of the cupcakes uploaded... Chica's Secret Party, the actual book, The Ultimate Guide 2, it is the same exact sprite as the one in the book. Except way higher quality.
Yeah.
So it is probably real. It is
which
just the
is this?
same sprite
Sorry.
without the scan lines. I don't think you can show this on screen because the book's not out yet, but I'll show it in chat.
I've showed it in videos. I don't think you're going to get taken down for that.
Okay. I'll send you it right now. Cupcake 1... And then...
And are these are from the website?
Yes, so I'm about to send you it. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for like a 6-7 meme or something.
No. Don't worry. Okay. Discord. Okay, here. Ready? I'm going to send it in the side chat here.
Discord?
So this is...
Which chord?
This is the cupcake that was uploaded... One of the cupcakes uploaded earlier today.
Okay.
Why is it taking so long? Hello?
I see it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there we go. Okay,
Send
so
it
this is one of the
twice.
cupcakes uploaded earlier today. And then underscore and I just checked back in the book. And this was in the book. That's the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same cupcake.
Yo. Okay. So let me.
Denial circle. Withered circle saying this is fake.
No way. At this point, not at all. I can't see it being fake at this stage.
Bro thought the books were canon for like 5 years, but won't accept this.
Damn. All right, let me open these up for people. Cupcake 1 and 2. Yeah. So these aren't like new things that have just been uploaded. This is just like recognizing what's going on.
Yeah, this is just recognizing that it's in the book. There's also this exact same cupcake exists in the minigame as a blue. There's a blue one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, chat. What you're
interesting.
seeing on screen now is that these two pictures basically line up with one another. That's the same sprite. This is the one that's from the book. It's taken directly from the pages of Chica's Secret Party, and then this is the one there. So it is like exactly the same sprite, obviously without the scan lines. Even the colors and everything seem spot on. I know it's obviously a bit compressed because of the photograph, but
A bit.
I see what you mean.
Granted, it wouldn't be a very hard sprite to fake because it's a fucking square. But
I was just about to say it would be easy to do, but I am not convinced that this is a hoax anymore because I don't see much purpose in going to all this trouble of having. I mean, if they did, fair enough. They're going to keep people occupied for a few days, and that's just fun until we actually find out what it is. But it is a lot of effort to go to. Somebody's saying compare them to Nightmare BB's hands. Oh, they are Nightmare BB's hands. Yeah, they are.
No way.
Good catch. Good catch. They are. That is what they are.
Well, hold on.
Good
Did
catch.
Nero figure that out?
This is someone in chat.
Like, are you
Hang
taking
on,
that
hang
from
on.
Nero, or does someone from
No,
chat
this is
do
someone in
that?
chat. Look, okay, so guys, these are the claws in the picture, right? And then where's the image gone? This is, if it will show me to it. Yeah, these are Nightmare BB's hands. Look. Those are
Yeah, they're
definitely-
skeletal the same way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, this shows them better, and actually this is the help wanted version, which is the more likely to be used. And look, they've got very much the same shape and like bone construction. They have 5 fingers here. Do they have only 4 here? No, they have 5 here as well. Oh my god. It's Nightmare BB. FNAF 4.
Nero doesn't think it is. TJ just hopped over to his stream to talk to him about it. They don't think it is. Interesting.
Why?
Well, okay, it's kind of missing. Unless those are curled fingers behind. Yeah, it's 5 fingers and they're curled behind.
Yeah. So there's 1,
thumb. It's
2,
not formed.
3,
Yeah,
4,
I'm stupid.
5.
I see it. I see it. I see the vision.
Yeah. If anyone in chat is struggling to see, we've got 1 finger here, 2 fingers here, 3 fingers here, 4 fingers here, and then there's the thumb. There's the thumb in the front. There's the thumb there, and then
Yeah, the
we've
skeletal parts,
1,
as Pickle Pepper just said, the skeletal fingers have little articulation joints like they're made of plastic.
yeah, which is the same as
get
this.
the hand back on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, this is
Yeah. Yep. The
yeah,
little
you can
phalanges
see,
are the
like,
same.
look, even just at this exact where's my thing gone?
Yeah.
This exact curve here. The only thing is these are not as sharp as these ones, but it'd be very easy to get those just a little bit sharper. But look at that little shape.
You know, Nightmare Balloon Boy could be considered to be canon. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is so crazy.
Hmm.
No, it's obviously Nightmare JJ.
Yes, and it's who did I say was Nightmare JJ? Did I say Charlie was?
Charlie, yeah. Charlie is
Yeah,
Nightmare
it's
JJ.
Charlie who is actually JJ. Charlie's never been the puppet. That was Sammy the whole time.
So, seeing this, Gibby, I know you talked about it a bit on your on your video about this and the community update. You were saying that you weren't convinced when the book
okay,
came
sorry,
out
I
that
was
there was
hitting the Raven.
that's all with the Nightmare BB. They 100% are. Look,
Yeah. Nero's in denial.
Yeah, narrow denial.
there's five fingers
I'm-
on each hand, and they have the little curves and segments that the
So
help wanted
Nightmare
one has.
Balloon Boy in the Midnight Motorist Goofy house. What the
Yeah.
freak, bro? What the
So
freak is going on?
This is what I was about to ask Gibby, is are you
Yeah.
now more on board with the idea that this might be the FNAF 4 house or the Edwin house or the Midnight Motorist
Yeah,
house.
the Midnight Motorist house might be the FNAF 4 house for sure if it's got Nightmare Balloon Boy. The
And
freak.
it's got it's got the bedroom upstairs.
I don't think
He's
any of those
coping.
things add up
Coping.
to anything.
He's coping.
Like-
Get ready.
like I said in the video.
we can hit him with those who knew.
Like I said in the video, the screenshots show things from like Chica's party from FNAF 3.
Yes.
Just because
but-
like we as the community look at Midnight Motorist and we go, this is the most interesting minigame of all time. So, well, it's also just one of the minigames, and it's grouped in with two of the other minigames.
But in fairness, Scott knows that at this stage, Scott knows that Midnight Motorist has that reputation, and putting the footprints and giving an answer to the footprints in this like tease for the ARG is a bigger deal than just like, oh yeah, it's just one of the minigames. And I think what I would say about the Chica's party thing, having that in the little screenshots where it has bits from Chica's party, bits from Midnight Motorist, and kind of bits like it looks like maybe Mangle's quest. What I would say is those parts always stood out in FNAF 3 as being like, why are they in a house? What's that about? To now I'm thinking, oh, it's because it was the Bite Victim's house. He lived there. Like, that's what they were that's why it was part of the Happiest Day, was because it was relating to his house at home. And this is like making that connection. And if this is making a further connection, then this would be relating the Fun with Plush Trap stuff. Where people have already compared the window in Fun with Plush Trap or Fun with Nightmare BB to those windows in Chica's party. So it's not like the connections haven't been made before, but this is a more direct connection between those.
But don't like you guys think that Fun with Plush Trap and all that stuff, those are underground observation testing chambers.
Well, that's true, but now they might be in the Murray house. I don't know. I have no idea anymore. I at this point I don't know. Those who don't know, because it keeps, I don't know. I mean, once you have David Murray's room looking like the experiment room, then you have to go like, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Who's in what room? Yeah, so it could just be that the Midnight Motorist house, the FNAF 4 house, the Murray house, and the Nightmare house are all the one building which exists together. And Gibby, you were right in that they're not like underground chambers. They are observing a real building, like a real house. They're the same building, but they are still somehow related to the nightmares. Because I think Didophobia is so on the nose. It'd be crazy for that to just be 100% a lie. That would be insane.
The Mimic was 100% a lie. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's not 100% a lie. Like, at least the guy who made the Mimic and having... It was intentional misdirection. That's true.
My name is Edwin.
I made the Mimic. My interpretation
but like he still had
book,
yeah, okay. Sorry, you go ahead.
I know there's a lot of people here who haven't seen the Ultimate Guide leaked pages, but it walks you through the different rooms in the house, and it's like you walk into the basement and you put 3 cupcakes into 3 kids' mouths, and you pull the plug in the bathtub and there's cheese on the front step. So there's just like a lot of random stuff. I think the more important ones are
if no one knows what you're talking about. There's cheese on the what?
It's cheese, yeah, like Amazon delivers cheese to the front door. It's important.
Like Chuck E. Cheese.
There's a dog. Like Charlie Cheese.
Yeah,
there's the screenshot that is a recreation of Midnight Motorist, including the footsteps that the kid took from their window, and the toy Chica sprite is there. So it seems like you can walk outside the house and be outside the Midnight Motorist window within the Chica minigame. One of the other paragraphs is like, if you go into the master bedroom and you look out the window, Bonnie's in the yard. And I genuinely think there's only 2 possible interpretations of this. One is that Bonnie in the yard is William in his Bonnie suit because Midnight Motorist MCI is canon. It's Bonnie in the bushes luring out an MCI kid.
Yeah.
The other possibility is that Toy Chica is William Afton, so William is Orange Guy, and the animatronic that lured Mike's the runaway, whoever the runaway is Shadow Bonnie.
Yes.
That way, in both of these interpretations, you see Bonnie in the yard, and there's a character who's outside the Midnight Motorist window.
I raise you this screen. Look who's down here. Look who's down here in the bottom left. Oh, it's Nightmare Bonnie. Interesting.
Oh, God.
Dear. Oh dear.
We're all in agreement that this will answer things, right? Like
Yeah.
the box.
Definitely.
It says it's going to answer the
Probably.
box. It says we're going to open the box. So like we better open the freaking box. And I would hope.
Dude, Withers still thinks it's fake.
Bro.
Dude's in denial. Like I don't know what he's
I
on.
mean, it's
at
pretty
this point.
complex for a
I
hoax. And again, so was the
Yeah.
Talbot Files, but the Talbot Files you couldn't like visit. You could visit this.
Yeah, the Talbot Files was a lot of pictures of fake pages. This is like a full
Yeah.
website and sound
Just go to the
files and
website,
everything.
yeah.
I get the feeling that whatever this is going to answer, Scott thinks is important for us to understand and be on it as like have a consensus on before we go into whatever the next game is. Before we go into
Yeah.
Abyss or whatever it's going to be called.
He's just got to confirm God, David. You know how it is.
Yeah, he's got to confirm God, David. Exactly. I genuinely think though that we've gotten so much FNAF 4 stuff lately that it will somehow have to tie in with the Mimic storyline, however that may be, and this whole thing will be about solving FNAF 4 in the modern context. So like, even if it says the Mimic is the nightmares, is David, is whatever, that's now going to be the answer to all those questions. Whatever's in the box, even if it's the Mimic, that'll be the answer, and we'll just have to move on. Because in the same way that now when we talk about the sister location bunker, we have to say, well, first it was a bunch of underground chambers made for Murray's costume manor or whatever. You know, we're going to have to start doing that for FNAF 4. It's like, yeah, when the game came out, it was probably just like a dream. But now it's, and I don't mean dream theory. I mean, like, the nightmares were probably just nightmares.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're going to have to say, okay, so the Mimic existed in 1979. And then William dressed up as... got the animatronic Spring Bonnie to walk around outside, and see, that's the interesting thing, right? The Spring Bonnie outside isn't standing there. It says like stomping around, doesn't it?
Yes, which also fits with. It would be interesting.
walking back and
It would be
forth.
weird. It's walking back and forth, which is what Orange Guy does in Midnight Motorist. So it would almost be like Toy Chica is just sort of visiting
It's
Midnight
William
Motorist.
Austin.
You know how in FNAF 3 when you're Shadow Bonnie you glitch between all the games?
Yes.
I'm kind of seeing it as Toy Chica is walking between all these levels from other FNAF arcade games. And so Bonnie's outside pacing would be Orange Guy William walking around outside during Midnight Motorist.
Okay, guys, I gotta go let my dogs out and walk them for like 10 minutes. I'll be back in like 20, 30 minutes.
All right, let the dogs
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Let
All
them
right.
dogs
Who
out.
let
See
the
ya.
dog
As
out?
in, here, you go. I was gonna change the subject.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's interesting because those, if you're right, yeah, it could be Mustard Man. Something the book doesn't cover is actually going outside, which we see in those screenshots. So there's something that the book's not telling us. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, the book mentions a secret area, right? It doesn't tell us what it is. It just tells us about a secret area that you have to be like
Yeah,
smart
there's
enough to get
secret.
to.
Yes.
That could be outside. Oh my god, and the box is in the mound. We follow the footprints to the mound and we get the box. No, is the box in the attic? I
The
don't
box
remember.
The box is in a closet in one of the rooms. We just can't open it without the key.
And where do we get the key?
That's the thing it doesn't tell us. It says you have to be
Okay.
smart or something.
So then we have to get the key from the box, from the mound. The mound was covering up a single golden key, which maybe it's a metaphor. Maybe it's Crying Child's grave. It's a golden key. In the book, it mentions... Oh, interesting. Good point, Super Santos. In the book, it mentions a 4-digit code, like the random 4 digits in the inspect element of the website. That's true. So maybe that's what the link 4 digits was for. I was assuming that in the game it would be like 1983 or something, because that's the 4-digit code that we usually use in William-related games. Various forms of doors. I don't know what else that says. Clearly, what's in the box is a military ID to tie into the military script page being canon.
No.
Yes, you're so right. Solving War the movie with Chica's secret party.
So Fazent was saying, does the protagonist of, because you guys, again, you're sort of seeing this much more literally than I am as far as it being Midnight Motorist. Does the protagonist being Toy Chica move you more in the direction of Midnight Motorist 87?
Yes, it does. Because obviously it's Toy Chica, and I have a feeling we wouldn't. See, then again, we've got Fredbear walking around upstairs, and Fredbear shouldn't be around in 87. He should be long gone.
Unless he's one of the 4 animatronics in the closets in the plush trap hallway thing that have never been solved either.
I think at this stage those are mini arenas because we see it in Help Wanted. We see them poking out of the doors in the plush trap hallway. So I think the idea is that they're mini arenas for some reason. Is the idea like plush trap runs toward them and that's how it like leads them into the rooms? Maybe that's the idea. They're like mini rasks. Let's check Nightmare BB's voice lines. I don't think Nightmare BB's voice lines have ever been that particularly interesting, right? Flash that light all you want. It can't save you.
I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. There isn't room in here for both of us. You knew I'd get you eventually. Come closer. Help me count my teeth. You're not so big. Just a bite-sized morsel. Flash that light all you want. It can't save you now. Yeah, the Nightmare Balloon Boys never had any crazy, intriguing voice lines. There just isn't enough room in here for both of us, I guess is interesting. But I actually don't understand his mechanic in Ultimate Custom Night, so maybe I'm missing something there. It's probably something to do with like him being in the vents or something. Chica's secret party saying that both Golden Freddy and Fredbear are in the same room confirms duo theory. Yeah, see, that's one of those weird things that you look at and you're like, is that a typo or not? But in fairness, we do see Fredbear roaming the halls, and then we give a black hat to a golden character under the bed, and presumably that would be Golden Freddy. But then I'm like, why is Golden Freddy under the bed? That's where Nightmare Freddy is in FNAF 4. And there's a kid on the bed and there's a kid in the closet. So then I'm like, are the kids representative of plushies? Both shadows are already there too, so probably both post MCI, Fazent says. I don't know about the whole like, I don't know. The shadows are so weird, and we don't have any answers about the shadows so far that like we can't necessarily say that Shadow Bonnie comes from this and Shadow Freddy comes from that.
I've returned.
Hello. Fazant was saying that the shadows being there probably means it's post MCI. I don't know what the shadows come from, so I can't say definitively like, oh yes, this character has to be there after this. True. No, it's not a popular idea, but I do personally think that Shadow Bonnie looking like Toy Bonnie is important, simply because in FNAF 3, Scott kept the Toy Bonnie model for Shadow Bonnie on the table. And I think if his intention was to change it to, like, his idea when he made Shadow Bonnie was like, oh, it's actually Spring Bonnie, but he just didn't have a model for it yet, so he just changed it a little bit. I think by 3 he would have changed it to look like Spring Trap, you know, in Shadow. I just think the fact that he didn't change it is weird. That then they're both side by side, but because I always looked at it like that's probably something to do with the DCI, maybe, but also
what? I've never heard of that.
well, it's something around that time period. But yeah, if he's there and he looks like Toy Bonnie, then that should be in 87. Yeah, I don't know.
That's so interesting. I usually hear people talk about how FNAF 3 has disproved that because the minigame version of
Looks kind
Shadow
of like
Bonnie
him. Yeah.
doesn't look like a toy. But then the FNAF World version does. Is that FNAF World?
FNAF World, does he look like it? Yeah, I think FNAF World, he does. Yeah, this is him in
So
FNAF
you're talking about there's like a
World.
plush. Yeah, there's a plush on the desk.
There's an action figure on the desk. FNAF 3.
Yeah, that's that's how you activate that mini game. Is you like
Yeah.
click on it.
I'm trying to see it here. It's probably this one. Yeah, you can see him there, and that's just Toy Bonnie. Like, that's the Toy Bonnie model. And that to me is like, why is he? And also the fact that he's Toy Bonnie, and then in FNAF 4 we see that the toys were like little action figures. I'm like, oh, he's like literally.
Yeah.
He is like a shadow
God
Toy
Victim
Bonnie.
Stuff. Yeah. Shadow toy. Huh.
So
Like
he
God
could be
Victim
from
would
the
say-
487.
487? Before 87. Yeah,
Yeah.
God Victim would say that Crying Child saw the toys and that sort of manifests the toy animatronics to be built, which sort of decouples Shadow Bonnie from Toy Bonnie and just makes him more of a representation of the character versus the animatronic from FNAF 2.
Yes. Yeah. Which would allow him to exist as early as that.
As 83, yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. FNAF 3, Shadow Bonnie. Because I know a lot of people have compared this sprite to FNAF 3 stage. Oh yeah, sorry, you can see it here. They've compared this Spring Bonnie to this Shadow Bonnie. But I mean, they're obviously both supposed to be bunnies, but they don't particularly share any element across the two that wouldn't be shared anyway by the two.
Besides the
right?
droopy ears. Yeah, like the droopy ears to me are like, well, the toys can't do that because they're so segmented.
Yeah, but I mean, Springtrap also has the segmented ears. He just has one less, I think. The toys have 2 segments, and Springtrap has 3. But also their ears drooping are not necessarily the same either. They're like, this one has the 2 going down, and this one has just 1 up and 1 down. Let me see, Spring Bonnie. Oh no, he has 2 ear segments as well. I stand corrected. Yeah, he just has the 2 ear segments. But obviously 1 up, 1 down is supposed to be kind of indicative of he lost one of them, and one of them stayed up. It is also weird because FNAF 3 has then this version, which doesn't look like either of the other versions. Which I don't know why that's the case. But I guess the FNAF 3 Follow Me minigames are in a different style in universe than these ones.
Yes, and Scott's done that kind of things across minigames in the same game before.
Pink guy, purple guy.
Yup.
Because I'm trying to see, actually, does this one look closer to Springtrap than this one? Not really. If anything, I'd say it looks more different in this to this. But yeah, that's interesting because I haven't actually thought about the fact that he shows up as a toy on your desk before. So yeah,
Do you think that's it's just literally the toy from FNAF 4?
It could be, yeah.
Maybe they
could
found
be like,
it.
Oh, it could literally is physically there. See, I'm thinking like it's a ghost manifestation, but now I'm thinking it's not inspired by Toy Bonnie the robot. It's inspired by the Toy Bonnie that Crying Child saw. Which would explain why Shadow Freddy is different to Shadow Bonnie, like design-wise. He's Vanta Black and he's purple. Interesting. So yeah, we've got obviously all the stuff going on here with Balloon Boy and these claws, very weird. But I suppose we'll switch back to FNAF 2, and then Somebody said, what do you think of the Lolbit head in FNAF 2 movie BTS photos? I have not seen this. Hang on, let's go back to our dual screen setup. Let me see if I can search around. Have you heard anything about Lolbit?
In the movie, no.
Interesting.
Peasant said it's also in the trailers. I've not seen anything about that.
Where's Lolbit chilling? The trailers.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Mangle. Like, is this like a, oh, you see its head for one shot?
Oh, I see it. That's
And
definitely.
they're fixing
just
stuff
Mangle.
up?
Okay, so here, are you seeing it on my screen?
Yes.
So
No, that's just Mangle.
that's just Mangle, yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird lighting. That's Mangle.
Yeah, it's
It looks
Mangle
kind of
with
orange
purple
because
light.
of the purple lighting. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's Mangle. It's pink.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Obviously, it is giving a bit of Lolbit because it's a head mounted on a wall, like Lolbit is at some points in Sister Location. But I think it's probably like down that way is Kids Cove.
Pheasant says we have an up close picture and it's definitely Lolbit.
Really?
Yeah. Pheasant, if you want to DM one of us, like whatever this
I see
picture
it
is.
there, actually.
Orange face, purple lipstick.
It is a little bit more orange in that picture. And Pirates Cove is next to it. Oh, okay. So yeah, look, Pirate Cove is here, or Kids Cove is over here. So this would be going somewhere else. Oh my god, it's leading to Circus Babies. It's just down there.
No.
That's very interesting. Yeah, let me check if Fazent has DM'd.
Yeah, Juan Potatoes points out Matt Pat asked the cast a question about Lolbit and they didn't know who it was.
Oh wait, with its circle says it's over. Raven and underscore believe it's fake, and then he sent a screenshot of registered on, expires on. Withered, if you are in the chat, please tell me what this is that I'm looking at and why that means it's fake. Because it was registered yesterday? Because I think we knew that already. Oh, Fazan's at work. Let me see. Lolbit FNAF 2. I'm trying to have a scroll here. Yeah, that looks a little more orange than I thought at first. Yeah, look at the orange on the ears. Now, it could be color grading on the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, does it have the
If that's the
purple?
only picture there is, I would say it's probably not Lolbit.
Yeah. It's the best thing to do would be Mangle FNAF 2 movie. See, because Mangle is also kind of orangey in certain lighting in the movie. Be cool if it was Lolbit. I mean, it definitely has like no eyes going on. I'm feeling that'd be like a way
don't
to
know-
an arcade or something.
We don't know anything about Lolbit, right? Like, first appearance was FNAF
No.
World, and then it's just kind of popped up occasionally, like
Yeah.
Easter egg characters. It's like, what is it? Wait, what?
Yeah, nobody seems to know. I guess there's probably theories and stuff on it, but I always got the vibe because it was a FNAF World character. It was just like cool design, bro. I'll put it in as an Easter egg. I don't think it has any particular lore significance. It's not even like the shadows. I don't think we have to like think about it too hard. Rose Zach White, sorry, no stream for me. Got a 36-hour video to watch.
Incredible. Right after this is over, y'all better go back to watching that.
Just different colored fox, yeah, I always assumed. Yeah. Maybe it could be an Easter egg like Sparky, but the mascot of the arcade area, but without an actual body. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I can see that. Like, oh, Lolbit was the arcade mascot. Like, wherever the arcade was, that's where Lolbit is, but it's not a particularly... It's not like a full body animatronic, which would be so weird, but I could also see that. Cool. All right. Let's see. What else have we not talked about yet? Is there anything about the FNAF 2 movie that's really scratching your brain, making you think differently?
We talked about what we think the opening scene will be. We've talked about how Charlie's probably controlling the toys. What's Henry? What's he doing? What's he been doing? He's like, I thought it was an accident until those kids died. Yeah, that was 15 years ago, bro. And your best buddy's like in the same town as you, being a business helper or whatever.
I think he'll play the role of the character who used to be involved and then like fell from grace and basically cut himself off from everything Freddy's and just kind of let it all happen in the background. Mike's going to show up looking for answers, and then he's going to ask Henry for help, and Henry's going to say no because, it's my fault my daughter died. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be The Last Jedi, exactly. And he's going to go, you have to help us. And he's going to say, no, I'm not able to. It's a little less Last Jedi because I don't think he'll stay with Henry. I think he'll just be like, for a scene, he'll show up and be like, my sister's in trouble because of what you did. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to make things worse. And then he leaves, and then we see Henry watching TV later in the movie, and he sees all the robots out in the street, and he goes, I have to do something. And then he gets up and helps. Maybe he sacrifices himself at the end or something, I don't know. Or he'll set us up for going into Pizza Sim, something like that. I always thought he is the perfect character, and I'm surprised they didn't do it for the first movie. He's the perfect character who knows what's going on in a horror movie and has to explain it to the main characters, because there's always 100%. Some in like the paranormal horror movies, there's always a character who has been through this already or knows something about it or has external knowledge that they can gift to the main characters so they can use it to overcome or try to overcome the threat. And I thought he would be the one to do that in the first movie, but it seems like maybe they're doing that now in the second movie. I don't think we're going to get Connection terminated.
No, not in this movie.
It's way too early. Who's he going to say it to? Charlie, you're dead. I'm going to set you on fire. Let me see. So yeah, Henry, I think that'll be his role. I'm curious, what is up with that kid that Charlie has in her arms? Do you think that's like crying child, or what do you think's going on there?
My first instinct was that was going to be Freddy Carter. Like, oh, here he is as a kid. Here he is grown up. But the idea would be that, like, Springtrap is about to kill that boy. Spring Bonnie, William.
Yeah.
Is about to kill that boy, and then, like, Charlie saves him, and then the thing falls out from under her, and she's killed by the puppet by accident.
Yeah.
But really, it's William.
Yes.
Yeah, so you think why? Yeah, I don't know.
Why is he in her arm? Like, what's going on? He seems to be. I think he's already dead, or is a ghost by the time he's doing that little weird crouchy thing beside her in the trailer.
You think that she's already dead by that point, and the camera's going to zoom out, and
I think he's already dead, and she. I don't know.
When Henry was like, I thought it was an accident until those kids all died. Another kid died the same day as Charlie, and they also thought that was an accident? ?
Or that kid... Yeah. Okay, if it is William's kid, maybe we're doing like an Elizabeth thing with this kid. Maybe he did kill him, but also covered up the fact that he killed him. And Charlie... no, but she can't... See, I'm imagining that she's carrying him in her arms and crying and being like, and she comes out on stage and everyone turns, and then the camera pulls back and she's not holding anyone and the kid is already out of her arms or something, and she's confused and she doesn't know what's happening. He's crying, the tear streaks, and then William showtimes her and drops her into the ground. I just don't know why she, like, because I don't see her carrying him like that and then putting him down, and then he just crouches on the side of the stage as everyone else just looks at her and is like, what's going on? And then she drops to her knees. Maybe... What if it is Sammy, right? Because we're doing William Vanessa stuff in this movie, and like him walking around her house hunting her down. This would be crazy if it was Sammy, right? And he'd gone missing, and Sammy was like Charlie's best friend, and it was traumatizing to her that he went missing in the same way that it went. Brother. Oh, symmetry, my friend. I kill your brother, now I kill you. He did it before, right? He killed Sammy. Then Sammy starts showing up as a ghost. Or William starts illusion disking. Can you imagine he starts illusion disking a kid? No, he definitely does not do that. But if Sammy starts showing up as a ghost and she's freaking out because of it, maybe she's going a bit crazy because she keeps thinking she sees her brother everywhere, even though he's dead, or he was always dead, or whatever. And then William drops her. We got a couple of super chats. Vosselin. Puppet leaves black tears on people. Fusion Z Gamer got lenticular photographs that did the same thing. Like the Stitch Wraith. Interesting. So yeah, I think you're on the money with the agony killing thing. That's interesting. It's kind of cool. Could it be that we, the viewers, see her as Charlie, but she's actually already the puppet? The people there see the puppet holding a child. I was thinking that, but I do really like the idea of it being, quote unquote, an accident because she gets dropped into the puppet's box. Which right now, if anyone isn't aware, this is a theory where basically Charlie comes out on stage in that scene, drops to her knees. She's standing on this like little platform that folds in the middle, and it seems later in the trailer that that's where the puppet's box is situated, beneath that opening in the ceiling. So the idea is when William hits showtime, the puppet comes out of that thing and then conducts all the other animatronics. And if that's the case, then if he pulls the showtime lever, she's going to fall down and get put into the puppet's box and die in there. So that can be an accident, but Henry can be suspicious of William. Do you think it's a case of like William pulls the lever and then goes, oh no, I didn't realize, I didn't know? Or it's just the lever gets activated and nobody knows why or how?
Oh, I definitely think William will pull it and they'll be like, oh, it must have malfunctioned. You know, it is old.
Yeah. It won't be like he's standing there like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't know she was standing there. I thought it was showtime.
And then, like, that would probably shut down the restaurant. You know, a kid dies in front of everyone else at the party.
Yeah, it's giving Bite of 83. Like it's very big bite coded. Wrong lever. It's pressing a button. I keep saying pulling the lever. You press
the same
button.
thing.
Same thing. Whatever. You know what I meant.
So Roger is saying that the domain was registered yesterday. It might be fake.
Yeah.
I don't think that means anything. If Scott wanted to have this ARG ready for December 2nd, he might have registered the website yesterday.
Yeah. See, the thing is, people are like assume that just because it was made yesterday it has to be fake, but also in fairness, this is not supposed to come out for another few weeks. So it could be that they had the plan, they had all the stuff ready to go on the website, but it was going to go live in 2 weeks, but then the book got leaked. So they said, okay, well, let's just move our timeline up so that all the ARG stuff happens now. What if both Charlie and the kid are both animatronics and the other kid is BB? What? What? The other? They're both animatronics and the other kid is BB. What other kid?
So Charlie is the puppet, and the boy that she was carrying is Balloon Boy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Charlie and the kid are both animatronics.
Oh, they're
Charlie is
both
the puppet,
already.
and the other kid is
Sorry.
baby.
So they're both already animatronics in that scene. That's really funny. The idea Charlie coming like as the puppet coming out from behind the stage, and she's just carrying Balloon Boy. Everyone's like, "What's the puppet doing? Why is it carrying Balloon Boy?" Do you think we'll see Toy Chica rip her beak in the movie, or she'll just show up without it? Yeah. I'd love to see her rip it off. I hope we see her without it. Full stop. We've got to, right? Surely we will.
They would not miss the opportunity to show her with and without the beak.
Yeah, because without the beak is so creepy.
It would be cool. Lodged in your forehead, of course. She's gonna kill Newman by shoving her beak into his face, and then she'll walk away and not have the beak anymore.
That's good. That's a good horror movie kill. Yeah, she tears off her own face to stab him with it. Hey, PB Sandwich, thank you very much. Do you think the movie will reveal Henry's surname? Yes, I think it will. I hope it's Emily. Henry Cheese.
Henry Cheese.
How do you feel? Because I know you were talking about this before, about the idea that Henry Emily is maybe not even the surname, because it's probably just Charlotte Emily is the full first name, or first and middle name. I have gotten used to Emily over the years, and I just hope it's Emily, because I don't want there to be this very hard cutoff in the fandom where we just can identify when anything came out, like in the same way that when you see a video say Evan, Afton, or whatever. Henry Emily, if it's just something completely different, that will now become the Henry surname, and it will override Emily entirely, and it'll just change discourse in a way that I'm like, oh, it's a headache. And I'm also very selfish, because I'm like, oh, the reboot, it's gonna feel so dated immediately.
That's fair, because you've already stuck with.
I already said it.
Emily.
Henry Emily.
No, but no, I do hope it's not. I hope it's a real name. I hope it's Cheese.
I like Henry. I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten used to it, because I remember when it was first theorized about, I hated it. I was like, what? His second name's Emily? What the hell?
Yeah.
But maybe I just like I like the sound of it now. Henry.
Henry Henrington.
Henry Murray, and he'll be like, my brother Edwin. Ugh.
No. But everyone calls me Hen. Or no one calls me Hen except for my brother Edwin, who I call Win.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Give it time.
Well, I mean, if Henry and Edwin are brothers in the movies, I don't think that has anything to do with the games. The same way that Vanessa from the games is not William's daughter.
That is true. That is true.
In my opinion.
That is fair.
Henry Burroughs' bad ending.
Well, some people actually think that Vanessa is William's daughter in the games, so...
Yes, they do. And they can be wrong. It's okay.
They could be... Henry Burroughs' bad ending. Brother-in-law. I like brother-in-law better. I like Henry's
Fiona
sister
Emily?
being Fiona. Yeah. Except my brother Edwin, who built the mimic. It was difficult to put the pieces together. Oh yeah, so some people are mentioning in John FNAF's reaction, he said that he at one point in the film stood up out of his chair because of something that happened on screen. Again, maybe I'm cynical. That could be literally anything. That could be
from John. Yeah. It could be lore, it could be a jump scare, it could be an Easter egg character. Like, okay, me and you, right? We're Star Wars guys. I'm a little cynical about, oh my god, it's random.
It's the thing, yeah.
Benji from the thing.
Yeah.
So if John and Daco and Matt Pat are like, oh my god, they actually got Frost Chica in the movie. They froze her with nitrogen gas and it's Frost Chica from FNAF AR. I'd be like, I don't enjoy that, actually.
Yeah. I think we are very much on the same page where we get that cynicism from Star Wars because it's happened so much where like in Rogue One when like two guys from the bar in A New Hope walk up and go, I want to
Don't pretend you
do
don't know their
systems. What?
Don't pretend you don't know their names.
Hey, listen, let's move on. But
Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba, yes.
the Ponda Baba, exactly. When Ponda Baba and when they walk up and do that in Rogue One, it's like, oh my god, these guys met a lot of important people that week. they were getting around.
Imagine escaping the destruction of Scarif and then losing your arm the next day because you were you were drunk. Yeah.
Some Jedi. You were like, we better get away from all this Jedi stuff on this planet. Anyway, we lasted, what was that? An hour 49 before we mentioned Star Wars. That's pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm on that same ship of like I didn't feel excited in the first movie when William said, I always come back. I was like, okay. I was like, come on, really? He's gonna say it? Like, we're gonna, like, because it's the moment where you're all supposed to stand up and clap and go, yay, he said it. And I know I'm not trying to sound snobby or anything like that. It's just that kind of fan service doesn't work for me. I much prefer like what we're seeming to get in this movie. I'm so much more excited for like Henry William dynamics and like exploring that and seeing what old Freddy's was like. I'm really excited to see what that's all about. But I don't really care if Liberty Chica's running around or whatever. So John standing up in the thing. I feel like if Springtrap's at the end, that would make him go, oh my god, and stand up in his chair.
I will say that John didn't say at the end of the movie. He
did
said
say at some point
in the movie, which makes me think it's not the end, actually.
That's so funny to be like 20
anything.
Minutes in and stand up. Oh my god, because then you have to sit down.
Yeah, it could be like, oh my god, I can't believe they crushed Toy Chica with a hydraulic press. Or it could be, oh my god, I can't believe Markiplier's in the movie. Like, it could be anything.
Could be anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. The thing I'm most curious about is to find out after seeing the movie what it was, and if while watching it we'll be able to go, yeah, that was it. Like, that was it. Yeah. That was the moment that he definitely stood up for. Or if we'll just watch it and go, it could have been 100 things.
Do we want to tell them about the movie?
Yeah, let's talk about the movie.
Oh, let's tell them about the movie. It's your news. You can tell them.
Sure. I am going to be going to New York to go and see the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie with Gibby and T-Dreads, which is very exciting. I have not been to America in a very long while, but we are going to go see the FNAF 2 movie together. Someone just said, don't care. Fair enough.
Meanwhile, BV Studios is like, what? No way. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
So the three of us are seeing it together. Obviously, I met T-Dreads for the first time a couple weeks ago. We were in Orlando together. But now it's going to be the three of us, and we've never met you before. And we're definitely going to be doing, like, before the movie speculation again, and then after 100%. The movie vlogs and, like, reviews. And, we'll speculate which scene got John to jump out of his seat.
Yeah. We're going to be farming that content. We gotta.
Yep.
But no, I mean, it's going to be really fun. I'm going to have to see in terms of like what I can shoot over there and what I can't. And, depending on if I want to do any sort of face revealing or anything like that. But, I just realized
a giant Freddy head for you to wear.
That's what I was literally, my friend has a 3D printer, and I was like, if I knew I was doing this in advance, I would have gotten them to print me a 3D Unwithered head, and I don't know where I'd have brought it. It would have been my carry-on luggage. But yeah, I think it's going to be really funny because what I'm going to do is not make myself clear before I introduce myself to you guys. I'm going to see how surprised you'll be when I walk up and I'm like, 6'7",
Bruh.
You know,
Andrew Vengeful Spirit,
Andrew Mitchell's favorite.
Cassidy. We were when I met Exploding Loaf. I was standing right out in the open. I'm like, I am wearing this. I'm wearing like a Five Nights at Freddy's shirt. I'm 6'2", come find me. And he like apparently did like a whole loop around the area I was in before coming up to me. And then he was like, "Oh hey," and like held out his hand for me to shake, and then we started talking. I'm like, I would never have picked you out of a crowd.
Really? That's funny.
I had no idea who you were until I was like, if we hadn't literally said we're gonna meet here at this time, if we had just been walking around the park and happened to run into each other, because he knows what I look like, obviously.
Yes.
If he'd just come up to me, I would never have had any idea that it was him.
Yeah, so fair.
So yeah, this would be funny.
That'll be funny. Let me see. Flight 8371 said, "Can I have my money back for that one?" Yeah, you can have your $2 back. I'll send it in the mail. He was the guy that said, "Don't spend it all in one place." Apparently, I spent it on my 6'7" joke. Gonk, need to practice my Unwithered impression to impersonate you. Well, good luck finding any of us. First of all, if you can find us and do my impression, I think you deserve to see the movie with Gibby and T-Dreads, and they 100% endorse what I just said. So
No.
no, definitely not. Yeah, so I will be floating around America for a while, but
Yes.
obviously not going to give out any particular locations or anything like that. No sister locations. Just don't take flight. I don't know what that means. The OG location originally had the Unwithereds, but after Charlie's death, they rebranded. Okay. So this is something interesting which I noticed while watching the trailer, because someone just said CECSF. I can't speak. CECSWF said the OG location originally had the Unwithereds, but after Charlie's death, they rebranded with the toys. Charlie is controlling the Withereds and the toys. I thought that might be the case as well, but if you look at the scene where she is on the platform, she's kneeling on the stage, and the scene with the kid being hunted by Spring Bonnie, there's wallpaper which indicates that Mangle, Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, and Toy Chica are at that location because the wallpaper has their silhouettes on it. So presumably at the time when Charlie was killed, unless that's already the puppet, then the toys were in operation from the very beginning in the movie, obviously.
Like before any deaths, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Besides maybe
now,
Garrett.
Maybe it is a case that Charlie is killed that way. It's not that scene, and that's like we're seeing like maybe a parallel or something like that. Maybe, you never know, like she's the puppet already and then we're seeing her do the same thing, and it's like maybe that's when Henry knows or something. It goes, "Oh my god, it's her."
Right.
But if say the bite victim kid, the Sammy kid, the whoever that kid is already dead in that scene, and the puppet is already the puppet carrying him in her arms, maybe the reason she's so upset is because she promised to protect other people from this happening, but failed to, obviously, if you know what I mean.
Like, she's already dead and she's the puppet, and then this boy got stabbed by William, and she's like, "I was supposed to stop this from happening."
Yes.
And then he dies.
Yeah.
She's like, "Into a Freddy for you."
Maybe. Oh my god, she stuffs the kids. She puts them in Golden Freddy.
Puppet stuff?
That's the real... Yeah, puppet stuff. I mean, the movies have given us what I have kind of taken as parts of the new lore and parts of the lore as it was, like when the games were coming out one by one. And what I mean by that is, like, we've got Mike just being some guy. He's not Michael Afton, probably. And we've got Vanessa, obviously, from the new games, and they're smushing those two things together. But then we've got William is kind of like phone guy, but not really. And then we're putting Silver Eye stuff in there. So it wouldn't surprise me if puppet stuff made it in some way, shape, or form as, like, a reference to back in the day when people thought that's what happened. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm also not expecting it. That's not one of my predictions is puppet stuff, but I could also see it.
Yes, which is interesting because
Omnisoap had a good idea. So if my idea of like Charlie did die by dropping down into the chute, and in that scene she is the puppet, which I think is not going to be the case. It'd be weird. But if she was in that right position as the puppet, the scene ends with her lowering down into the box as the puppet on strings, because that's like where she's supposed to go. So the first time she fell down the hole and was killed, and that time she lowers down on the strings, which I think would be pretty cool.
yeah, and imagine if FFW Kid just said, what if the puppet gets locked away and like the building shuts down because the puppet the public sees the puppet holding a dead child.
Oh.
Like the puppet just walks out from behind the curtain holding a boy who's bleeding to death, and they're like, excuse me? What is this?
Yeah. That would be a definite shutdown. Because there's all the there's like
that's
yeah, that's interesting.
no puppet in a future location because of that.
Yeah. Because there's kind of like an interesting thing in the games where we don't think that Charlie's death caused a location to shut down, unless you're Charlie 87. Like we know the bite probably caused Fredbear's to close. We know the MCI probably closed the location it occurred at sometime relatively soon after. We know that the bite of 87 closed the FNAF 2 location. Well, actually, no, we don't know that. We know that the bite of the FNAF 2 location was going to close, and then the bite happened.
Yes.
And then the 93 location presumably closes at some point, the FNAF 1 location.
Well, it says by the end of the year it's going to shut down, and that's just a money thing.
Yeah. Which is weird, because those papers are weird, because it's like, when obviously it was written, it was like, oh, well, there's one building where all this stuff happened, and it's shutting down by the end of this year. That's a new paper. But then we find out that actually there was an in-between location, so maybe that paper is about the first location. But I think it is supposed to... It still, like, remains to be about the FNAF 1 location. So it's closed sometime in the mid-90s anyway.
Yep.
Let me see. Someone just super chatted. What did they say? Demonic Cephalopod, thank you very much. I don't think Chica's secret party is telling us that the footprints is Spring Bonnie. I think Scott is just telling us it's one of the yellow animatronics. I still think the footprints is Cassidy tormenting Michael to find Dave's body. I think when you say that there's an animatronic outside stomping around and it's Bonnie, I think you have to take that it's Bonnie into account. Because it doesn't say that it's Spring Bonnie. It's just Bonnie. So it's one of the Bonnie characters. And
yeah,
Springtrap
it could be any
in that
Bonnie,
game,
including Spring Bonnie.
Yeah, but Scraptrap in that game specifically has 3 toes, where Springtrap we couldn't see his feet because they're both gone. Do you have any idea of if, just say, it is Spring Bonnie outside, that it could also be William driving? Is there any sort of way we could work that around?
Yes. I mean, what I kind of said before, if Oh, yeah, that would be... Okay, so Toy Chica is... Yeah, Toy Chica is some nebulous concept of the player character.
Yeah.
She looks outside and sees orange guy walking around out back as he did in Midnight Motorist, but she calls him Bonnie because the kids see William as Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yes. So then that... kind of what I said in my video was we looked at the same piece of information and everyone just went with their
said
bias.
whatever they thought already.
I went with... This proves that it's not William, and everyone else went, this proves that it's William. You can look at the exact same information and have it fill in whatever gap you want it to.
Yeah.
So yes, you could absolutely do that.
I mean more from the point of view of, like, even without this game, like Midnight Motorist, is there a way it could be both William who put those footprints there and William who is the driver who comes up and finds the
Bro
crying
got that
child's
drunk.
footprints. Well, there's
Bro
that
puts on his-
theory.
He puts on his costume, watches his kid in the window, goes, "This is really freaking boring. I'm gonna go for a drive." Comes back. The kid noticed that he wasn't out there anymore, so he smashed the window and ran away. And he's like, "Bruh," he went back to his brother's grave or whatever.
Bruh.
If Scott expected us to figure that out, then he's that's the worst puzzle I've ever heard.
See, some people have had the theory that William was so drunk that night that he already killed the bite victim or whoever ran away, Mike, or it has to be bite victim if it's the runaway. The bite victim survived. He lured the kid out of the window, killed them, buried them in the mound, drove away, killed Charlie, drove back, had forgotten about killing his kid, and then was like, "Oh, I guess he ran away. What an asshole!"
Where'd he go?
Yeah, where'd he go? Oh, I can't wait for him to come back. How do you think the puppet kills people, by strangling or by other means? We were talking about this a bit earlier, but we're thinking that at this stage, she's probably going to do some sort of agony attack where you wither away and get like black tear streaks. I imagine is probably how she's going to do it.
Yeah, in the game, in FNAF 2, right, with the jump scare coming out of the vent above you,
Yeah,
it really just seems like she jumps at your face, and it's like fast enough to like break your neck. It's like it just kills you.
Yeah. I always thought she'd probably strangle you. She'd probably like wrap you up or something, or break your neck, or yeah. Like, how do any of them kill you? I know they're big machines, but like, what do they punch you? Do they bite you? Do they? I don't know. So the puppet, I was like, either she's fast enough that she can like stab through you, or she could strangle you, or she there's a lot of different things she could do. Or you just get a heart attack. She kills you with like Golden Freddy magic. Who knows? Least convoluted Scott story, said Tredzen. Let me see. There is one of the released let me see, Scott Games. One of the pictures that was released behind the scenes was of, or maybe it was from Dawko. I think it was Dawko put these out the other day. It basically had a picture from Charlie at the birthday, and it looks like it's from before the scene where she goes out on the stage, which again leads me to believe that she probably isn't already dead at that stage. So there's this shot right here, if you can see it on my screen.
On the stream or on your shared thing?
Oh, am I sharing it? Should be both.
No, I see it. I see it. With her in the puppet fit, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So this is the wallpaper I was talking about. You can see Mangle, Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy,
Puppet,
and the
yeah.
puppet. So these are all in action by the time she's here. But some people have said that this looks like it's Vanessa. The Vanessa kid from the other parts of the trailer. I don't know if that's confirmed or if that's just something that people are saying because it's the blonde kid.
It looks really similar to like the shot where she's running down the hallway.
Yes.
Really similar.
So something I thought could be interesting is like, okay, so there's a few options, right? If Vanessa was the same age as Charlie, or roughly the same age, maybe she knew something was going on and her dad had put her up to a certain task. And it seems like here she's trying to stop her from doing something. Like Charlie's going to go look for the other kid. And Vanessa's like, no, don't go there. He'll hurt you or something. Or, and this is an interesting one that came to mind. We have that shot in the trailer where the puppet is sneaking up behind Vanessa, right?
Yes.
What if with the puppet's like agony attack or agony powers, she can like bring you into a memory, kind of like the Golden Freddy kid could, and this is going to be Vanessa in like a dream state trying to give a happiest day type interaction. Like she's trying to stop Charlie from doing whatever leads to the bad thing, and that's going to help her like release it.
Like she's giving bad Nis?
No.
Say it
So
again.
okay, so in that scene in the trailer where the puppet like wanders up behind Vanessa, or in any
Yeah.
part of the movie where Vanessa and the puppet interact, I'm wondering if we're gonna like resolve Vanessa's plotline, where Vanessa is like having all these bad dreams, right? Where she's a kid and she's scared of her dad, blah 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 blah. That's gonna be her subplot throughout the movie. What if at some point that like coalesces into a memory dream shared by Charlie the dead kid and Vanessa in like dream form, and she's going to like happiest day change what happened to Charlie in the dream. So like the puppet and Vanessa like talk on this is like the spirit world that we're looking at, kind of like in the first movie where the Golden Freddy kid was talking to Mike, and it was like in the same setting as Mike's dreams were happening. So maybe this is going to be Vanessa's resolution as she conquers her fear as a child and helps somebody from her father, you know.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes in the dreams, Mike is the kid version, and
Yeah.
sometimes he's like his present self. So this would be like a dream. Vanessa reverts to a child. She's like, "Don't go in there. If you go in there, you'll die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good. I know that Springtrap is my father, so I'll warn you this time."
Yes, yeah. Like she has a memory of that day where she didn't help Charlie, and then she changes it in this version of the dream and makes Charlie like her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, very possible.
Because I'm curious what this interaction would be in the context of the, like, she's about to go out and find out whatever's going on to that kid.
Yeah, that like there's strange noises, and Vanessa's like, "I don't want to go back there. It's scary." Charlie's like, "We have to go back there. That's my brother, Sammy."
It's my brother's back there. Yeah. I think we're gonna get like kind of more. I don't know. There's something about the way they've been marketing the movie and the way that this kid comes off in the promotional material. I think we're gonna get like a more actively like angry / protective Charlie. Like not a Charlie that kind of, you know, not a heyday Charlie who's like sad about it. I think she's gonna be a more wild spirit who's going to be like angry that she was killed, and angry that she didn't save whoever that other kid is. Save them, you can't.
Did you read the most recent super chat?
Let me see here. Yanver, by the way, Unwithered, what should we expect to come out first? New reboot video or playable FNAF reboot? Honestly, I couldn't tell you, because the playable reboot is coming along very nicely. Very happy with how it's going. The team is great, but I also, just from my own kind of lack of experience in the actual development side of things, I can't say, oh, right now we are 50% way through development, or we're 10% of the way through development. Like we're making really good progress, but we also don't want the game to come out before it's ready. So on that side, I'm not really sure. And then in terms of the reboot video, the next one, in terms of a full reboot video, like FNAF 3 rebooted or whatever, the way I'm looking at it is I want each reboot video to be bigger and better than the last. And like Heyday, which was a huge
man.
I'm like, how can I want to do like cutscenes, like full cutscenes and everything for the FNAF 3 one. I've got like ideas for what I want 3 to be like, but I also want to make sure that that's good and ready before it comes out. So I haven't even started the actual process of making that yet. I have my ideas, I have my plan, but I need to start scripting. I need to start actually doing it.
Take the holidays off, please.
Take the holidays. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to try and take a chill pill. I have started writing the next chapter for a week prior, so that's cool.
Hype.
I am like 2 options in, I think. I'm not anywhere in like deep to it, but the stuff I've written so far is fun because it's the way I'm looking at a week prior now is each of the chapters that we'll release, I think, will be a reflection on and a setup for the next reboot video. So like, there's stuff in this which is relevant to stuff that happened in Heyday. Obviously not just like randomly for no reason, like, oh, now it's about this, but like there's stuff to reflect on from Heyday that obviously we can do a bit more publicly now, and stuff that I want to start setting up. And oh, this thing from the first video you didn't necessarily know or have confirmed, here's a bit more information on it because that's going to be relevant to 3 because obviously it's a sequel. But yeah, week prior started working on the second chapter of that. So unfortunately I can't give you a straight answer to that question, nor can I even give you an answer as to like when roughly one of them will come out. But I also don't want to necessarily take like a year and a half to make either of those, or a year or anything like that. So I don't know, but hopefully as soon as possible. And you'll probably get more updates on the game than you will on the Reboot 3, because the Reboot 3 I won't have anything to show for a very long time, whereas at least with the Reboot game I can kind of start putting stuff out when we're a bit closer to release. So you probably get updates about the game more often, or more sooner. Do you think you'll write a week prior for Heyday, or do the memories basically cover that? I wouldn't write a week prior for Heyday. If I was going to do some sort of Heyday related thing, it wouldn't. I don't think I would make it about like a William situation. Might be interesting to write like a little. You know what I could do? I could write a little short story, which is about Jerry's week, what happened there. So maybe I'll do that, but not a full. I still got a whole other interactive novel to write. I can't write another one set 10 years earlier or whatever. Is Heyday canon to the Pop Goes universe? I don't know. It's not my universe. Ask somebody else. Let me see. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the movie. What do you think's going on in the dreams, the Vanessa dreams?
I think, okay, so obviously in the first movie, exposition, right? That's what it's for. It's for telling us exposition, and then they kind of use it to be like I don't know, like tricking Mike, I guess. I think we'll see Vanessa's childhood, so that we kind of see her backstory. I've asked a couple people who I've watched the movie with recently if they feel sympathetic to Vanessa, or think that like Mike owes her anything, or that like, oh, well, she turned on William and shot him and saved them, so she's a good guy. I think seeing how bad her childhood was, and how abusive William was in this continuity, but not in the games because there's Will care. I think that will make people a lot more sympathetic toward Vanessa, so that they'll be like, she was a serial killer, or you know, she was aiding and abetting William, and you'll be like, first of all, I saw that movie 2 years ago and don't remember it. Second of all, this one really made me care about like her, because it made her really sad and sympathetic. So I think that's what their function will be.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where my head's at as well in terms of Vanessa, is she does need a bit more fleshing out, because in the first movie, it's a little bit, like when we did our reaction to it, it's a little bit unclear as to where the twists and turns are happening with her character. She's kind of all over the place. Like unintentionally so, I think, from the movie. Like, you can't really tell, is she under some sort of brainwashing? Is it just like an abusive relationship with the dad? What's going on, etc. That's why I think I'm leaning in that direction of her helping Charlie in some way, because we're seeing her as a kid, we're seeing Charlie as a kid separately, and then there's some scene where they're going to interact. I'm just thinking that'll be the resolution of both characters, is for them to like bond over the trauma that the dad caused.
Yeah.
And you could even do a thing of like, if William is ghost controlling Charlie, maybe he's ghost giving Vanessa her nightmares. Maybe that's what's
like
happening.
Like all fieldisms.
Yeah. Like maybe that's what's happening in FNAF 3, is that's why, like, if you believe that Mike is having the nightmares about FNAF 4 during the course of FNAF 3 based on the logbook, maybe that's the idea. Springtrap shows up and he starts giving Mike nightmares.
Well, I don't know how that makes sense because Mike isn't in FNAF 3. That's Hudson.
Oh, you're so right. Wait, that's true.
Oh my god,
I'm in on that meme now. I got it.
I hate it. I just
Do
hate
you
how
think?
it's intentionally annoying, but yeah, I don't like it.
Do you think Aunt Jane will be mentioned?
Yes, because I'm sure that Scott saw all the criticism of being like, well, what happened to Aunt Jane? Like, did Mike get home and she was dead? Like, wasn't she suing him? But I think there's going to be a throwaway line at the date with Vanessa, and she'll be like, oh, what happened with your Aunt Jane? And Mike will be like, oh, the police cleared us when we told them the alibi that we weren't home.
Yeah.
Like, they
Yeah.
caught our car on the other side of town driving to Freddy's. So, like, no, you know what? They were in the police, like, weapons room.
Yes.
He was with Vanessa
Yeah.
at the time that Aunt Jane died. So he'd be like, we were literally on camera at the police station at the time of her death. They know it wasn't us. We
Yeah.
just told them it was like a burglar or something.
Yeah. This is not necessarily a predictions thing. I guess it is. But what what would you have told the police if Vanessa was in a coma and you had just gotten away from Freddy's and your Aunt Jane was dead and you had been like stabbed 100 times and like what would you do?
I would, in real life, I would just tell the police everything. I'd say,
Right.
hey guys, there's some robots with some child skeletons in them and a man bleeding to death in the back of this restaurant. You might not believe me
True.
that it's ghosts, but like, it happened.
Yeah, true.
Hey,
Yeah, because
you know how this building has literal security cameras in it? Let's just check the cameras.
yeah, and they'd be like it burned down or whatever. But they could still go and look for William because all you need to be is like, okay, so the guy, he's probably dead by now. The kids, the robots probably killed him already. But like, there is a guy somewhere in there in a suit, like bleeding out. So you could probably find him. What if Aunt Jane is the puppet? Thank you, Jan Verb.
And the puppet.
Can you? What a twist! She Aunt Jane's.
I didn't
Silly Aunt
kill.
Jane.
I didn't kill Charlie. I killed your aunt.
Do you think we'll get a Golden Freddy Kid explanation in this movie, or do you think the Golden Freddy subplot will be saved for a later date? Do you think maybe he'll just be busy keeping William in the safe room?
Well, the question, I guess, is who's the Faz talker, Charlie or
Yes.
Kelsey?
Oh,
And I think
yeah.
Kelsey. I think it's Golden Freddy Kid.
Yeah, I've always, for some reason, I've assumed it's Charlie, but it makes more sense for it to be the Golden Freddy Kid because Charlie doesn't know Abby.
Exactly.
Come
Find
us.
me, Abby. Come find us. Yeah, like who? What? What do you have to do with any of us?
But okay, the reason I thought it's the puppet is because in the first movie's end credits it says "Come find me," and that's when the grandfather's clock is playing, and it's doing the "Save Them" text to speech voice.
Yeah, like FNAF 2 stuff.
Yeah, which is and like "Come find me" is the puppet, but
Yeah, that's true. I'm stupid apparently for thinking that the puppet would be Garrett.
yeah,
And,
I
dude,
thought
this
so
universe
too.
doesn't have a
I
Charlie, it's
really thought
Garrett.
so too. I really thought so. I was so ready for that. And no, he's just some other kid. The fast talker just does that. It's not anything. It's just some
True.
random glitch. That would
Mine
be
just
hilarious.
does it. Hold on,
That's
I don't
true.
even know if will this appear on stream? Hold on. Was that comprehensible at all?
I didn't hear it at all. Didn't hear it
Yeah,
for a
Discord-
single second.
Or it's probably like, that's just white noise. We're gonna edit
That's
that
why-
out using VoIP
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Teacher says, I predict that Unwithered and Gibby will explode in roughly 30 seconds. Only if you don't get back here, bro. Demonic Cephalopod says, thank you very much, by the way. I think Freddy Carter character is the Golden Freddy Kid who set the puppet free to go kill people in order to blackmail Abby into joining him inside Golden Freddy, and the Wizards are going to stand up to him. So wait. You think the Golden Freddy kid is projecting as the Freddy Carter character? Well, he says that I think the Freddy Carter character is the Golden Freddy kid who set the puppet free.
Yeah, I know. No, I know what he's saying. I'm reacting to you saying.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, it's a projection. To order blackmail Abby into joining him inside Golden Freddy. I don't know about him wanting her to join him inside Golden Freddy, because that's not what he wanted in the first movie. He just wanted to be another one of them. I guess it was a Springlock suit. I would have put actual money on Garrett being the puppet, so take my money from my lost bet. Thank you, Newt the Gamer.
Yeah, I would have too. Crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Because Garrett was supposed to be a ghost in that first movie, but then he wasn't. And then I was like, oh, well, because he's saving him for the second one when he's the puppet. Because he'll be like, oh, yeah. Because I really thought, like, oh, he's the bite victim thing, and it's kind of tying into the whole bite victim has puppet imagery, but it's also just save him. You know, we're going, like, early days lore. We're not really worrying about Henry and Charlie and all that kind of stuff. We're just doing a new thing with the same window dressing. But no, those game things are very important. But does Freddy Carter have entered inside of him, dog? I guess we'll have to find out. Why would the bite of 87 happen in 2000? I don't know.
Was that the bite? Someone gets bit and it just cuts to Markiplier going, was that the bite of 2001?
God. It's the kind of thing they do. It's the kind of John that's what John stood up for. Markiplier saying, was that the bite of 2001? Was that the bite 11? No.
Oh.
No. it didn't make sense. Okay, demonic cephalopod. I see your message. I just won't read it out because it's related to that leak, which we said we wouldn't talk about. But interesting take on that leak. Secret Company. Do you think there's a reason Chica is associated with parties so much? Chica's Party is in the name of the FNAF world, in the FNAF 3 minigame. Chica's Party World and Secret of the Mimic. Now Chica's Secret Party. I'd say it stems back to Let's Party being on Toy Chica's beak, or Toy Chica's bib, and that just then became an association with the, like, in-universe characterization of Chica, is she's either into eating or partying. And depending on which one of those she's into kind of indicates what era or, like, design philosophy you're looking at for the character. That's kind of how I look at it. Do you have any particular thoughts on why she might be associated with parties?
Literally what you just said. It's just like Scott picked that for her. Demuted just uploaded a video about, like, I don't know if you saw it, but it's like, guys, Toy Chica is too sexy. Like, can we please stop sexualizing her? It was like,
oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'd Google Chica, and there would just be, like, Chica, you know, art. On, like, the first page of Google Images, art. And it's like, but then Scott played into this. You know, there's a Chica in space or whatever, with, like, Not Safe for Work Island, and, like, he gave her a, you know, a seductive voice in UCN. So, like, Scott obviously sees Chica this way.
And Toy Chica the high school years being very clear, like, inspired by art, by particular types of art.
So, like, why is Chica do parties? Because Scott said, okay, she'll be the party one, and Toy Freddy's a game. Why is Toy Freddy a gamer? Because Scott just decided to.
All women want to do is eat or party. That's crazy. There are two women. There are two types of women. It is interesting, right? Because it's kind of, it's Scott, you know, playing into memes. He's going, haha, you know, I get it. I made her hot in 2 by accident, you know, or not by accident, but, you know, not by accident, but you know what I mean. Like, he didn't do it so that people would make that art, I don't think. But he's playing into it a little bit for the joke, but then Yeah, when does it when does it go too far? I think it being specifically that one, that robot is like, at least it's not just Chica all the time. It's not every Chica that's that ever has come out. It's just that one specific variation. But then it's also weird to relate that character directly to William and tie. See, that's my issue with it, is that it ties in the innuendo aspect with William's murders in UCN. And that's when it gets a little weird, a little ropey. Because I'm like, why are we comparing William's killing of kids to him, like, to like a girl seeking out boyfriends and whatever? I don't know. It's a weird cross contamination of all these different images and memes kind of coming together for weird implications. FNAF fans
I don't
really
think
see a
Scott thought about it that hard.
I also don't think so. I'm not accusing
Yeah,
Scott
I
of
see
being...
what you're saying, and I think
Yeah.
that would be very bad. But I don't think he thought of it like that.
I'm not saying that's even like the implication, or that it was supposed to be the implication, or even that like it's fair to say that as like a criticism or anything like that. It's just, I think, an unfortunate consequence of when you kind of mix these subject matters in your series, because it's obviously a series that deals with very mature themes and also with very silly jokes and stuff like that, and sometimes it can end up in weird places, which is part of the whole weirdness of Five Nights at Freddy's becoming a series that's not only consumed by a younger audience, but now is targeted to a younger audience, which I think is the difference. Because people say like, oh, well, you know, you got into FNAF when you were younger. And I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't being made so that I would play it when I got into it. It was sort of the opposite. Yeah. It was like just at the level where you could get into it and feel like you were, you know, oh, I shouldn't be playing this because I'm, you know, it's a little bit too scary, but I can handle it. And then it became a series that was more promoted toward a younger audience, which is fine. You know,
yeah,
it happens.
I don't think that the games necessarily are targeted at kids, but
I think
books
Security
are.
Breach was. I think Security Breach
Frights,
was.
Frights are, like, period. Frights is for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's not sophisticated enough to even be like, oh, well, it's for kids and adults. No, Frights is for kids. And that
Scholastic.
does make
Scholastic
me
is the main
eyebrows.
publisher. That's like...
Yeah.
That's all you have to look at.
Yeah.
But I think Security Breach was definitely marketed at a younger audience and made for a younger audience.
Is it still rated T? It's still rated
Actually,
T?
I don't know. But I also... I don't know. Maybe this is just... Let me see. Yeah, we have PG and...
Peggy or whatever.
That kind of crap. Yeah. FNAF Security Breach rating age. T for teen. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. It's like, it's not a mature game. It's a T for teen. So it's like, you know... But I think it's also made for teens in the lower range than it is for the higher range.
Yeah,
I
mean, like,
don't know.
when I was playing like Doom and Duke Nukem when I was a little kid, and then I was playing Call of Duty and Halo when I was like 11.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like, who can play a teen-rated game? A 5-year-old, as long as they're like
yeah,
like 10, you know.
That's what I was gonna say, and then I was like, maybe it's not, maybe it's different,
Yeah.
like a cultural difference. But like, yeah, I wouldn't take the age rating as like an indicator of who's supposed to play the game, you know.
My thing with some of these, when I was, it gets sort of more complicated like the younger you go, I guess. But like, I started watching Game of Thrones when I was 14. And I was watching The Walking Dead before that.
Yeah.
Like, so I always have the question of like, if I'm looking at the Frights books, I'm like, is this appropriate for a 14-year-old? And I'm like, well, Game of Thrones is not appropriate for a 14-year-old, and yet me and all of my friends watched it at 14, like with our parents. Like it wasn't like, you know, when you're a kid and like you can't watch South Park or whatever. It's like, you know, it's like that's the TV show that's on.
Yeah.
So like, what age range is FNAF for? Well, if 14-year-olds are watching Game of Thrones, then maybe 8-year-olds can be playing FNAF.
Yeah, I absolutely
Scales
think that
down.
there's I mean, Scott talks about in the Doco interview. We've got him up on screen now. This is me and Doco, pictured on set. This is like he talked about in the Doco interview. The first ever piece of fan mail that he received was from a child who addressed the letter to Foxy. So, I think that changed Scott's perspective, and I think he said as much about this series. I think he spoke about it in the terms of like the characters were very important to people, and he started to kind of understand that. But the first ever fan letter you receive being from a kid who's young enough to think that he's sending a letter to a fictional character is like, oh, this is a kids series, or kids are into this at least. So that, I think, probably informs a lot of things. And again, this is not like me criticizing it or anything. It's just something to be aware of when like looking at the series, because I think it's even just interesting from a media analysis point of view, like the change in kind of I think target audience maybe from that first or second game. Let me see my super chats.
We got a couple.
Let's see here. So, Miguel, thank you very much again. What song do you think they're going to play at the end credits? The Living Tombstone FNAF song or another? It's got to be The Living Tombstone. It's been so long since last I see the sun lost to this monster. It's got to be that one.
I will not comment because I know for a fact what the song is, so I will not.
Oh, do you? Who told you?
Yes, I do. I'm not going to say.
Okay, yeah, because it's probably breaking an NDA or something like that. Fair enough. Oh, I know who you probably know. Never mind. Okay, so how is IT? I assume you mean Into the Pit book bad when 90s kids had face huggers. Into the Pit. Me when I'm leaving my house. Into the Pit.
Like Half-Life? Is he talking about? Or like
no. I think he's talking about Aliens. Or Alien.
Yeah. But those are rated R. And I think Half-Life 1 is rated M.
See, this is the thing, right? Is it's making stuff for kids and is appropriate for kids to see, and making stuff that is not appropriate, quote unquote, for kids to see, but is still consumed by kids. Like Call of Duty is not, like, it's obviously consumed by a lot of kids, and obviously they know that. They're not like, this is a game for mature gamers only. But it's also not made into like a kid-friendly type of series, or they don't market it as such. You know, it's kind of it's supposed to have that air of like, well, it's actually for adults, but I'm playing it anyway because I'm 12 and I'm cool. Whereas Alien, I think, is just made for adults and kids watched it. You know.
I think everyone has that horror movie that they saw when they were really young that like they should not have seen, but it was still on.
You know what? Funnily enough, for me, that was actually, it wasn't a horror movie. It was RoboCop. I remember.
Okay.
And like I watched a lot of stuff as a kid. Like my parents were like, they had particular things that I just wasn't able to watch up to a certain age. But a lot of things that, you know, some people would like, you know, faint at the idea of me watching, you know, because some people are a little more conservative about what kids can handle or can't handle or whatever. Like you were saying, Walking Dead and stuff like that. But the RoboCop came on the TV one day, and I didn't know what it was, and I was watching it, and I was just like, oh, cool, robots. This is pretty cool. And it got to the scene where Ed 209 is being showed off in the boardroom meeting, where they're like up, it's all the board meeting, and there's the big robot, like the big sentry robot, and it turns and it just starts blowing a guy like away, like he's just shredded to pieces in like a red mist. And I don't know what it was about it, because I'd seen violence, I'd seen cartoon violence, you know, whatever, it never bothered me. But that, for some reason, freaked me out, and I just turned it off immediately. And I was like, yeah, didn't want to see that. Don't know why I saw that. Actually, I've never watched RoboCop since. Not because I'm traumatized, but because I'm just like, I don't know. I've never thought of going back to it. Maybe I should. I've heard it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my We weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons because my dad said it was too crude and crass. But he is really into movies. And so he's like, movies are art. Sit down, little Gibby. We're gonna watch The Terminator. You're 6. You're old enough.
Yeah,
So
that's
like we'd
kind of
have movie nights, yeah, and it would be rated R stuff, but it was because it's art as opposed to those. He didn't even like SpongeBob sometimes. He's like, they're calling Squidward a jerk, and like that's rude language.
Yeah. See, my parents would have been similar. They liked The Simpsons. Not all of it, because some of it was obviously a bit more adult. But in general, it was okay. But they didn't like Family Guy. They didn't like South Park, and what was it? What else? There's a couple of things, that were just kind of a little bit too. Yeah, I don't even think we knew that was a thing at the time.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's more of an American thing, I guess.
Yeah. We didn't have that exposure over here. But we definitely had Simpsons. Definitely had Family Guy. I think we had South Park. But yeah, they were like too old. But in terms of films and sometimes TV, I guess it was a little bit before the era of like super high quality TV. It was generally like, if it's a good movie that's teaching, I think it was usually about the moral of it, right? Like it's teaching a good moral regardless of the actual content of the film, as long as it's giving a good story of like good fighting bad, or good triumphing over evil. That was usually all right, and that was most movies. Let me see. Sauce is Beston. Scott himself thinks Help Wanted Funtime Foxy level was the scariest shit. Horror is subjective. For exactly what you're saying, I saw it too young and became desensitized. Right. So you're saying, see, I've never played Help Wanted in VR, so
me neither.
I can't say that that's not super scary. And I'm also not saying that like, just because I don't find something scary means it's made for 12-year-olds. That's not what I mean. I'm not saying that. I just mean like I think the general aesthetic and vibe of Security Breach plays more like a modern mascot horror, which is aimed at a younger audience and aimed at merchandising and all that kind of stuff. Which again, I'm not criticizing. I'm just observing. But I don't know in terms of Help Wanted because I have not played it. And maybe that Help Wanted Funtime Foxy level is terrifying, because I've heard the thing about Help Wanted is you finally feel the scale of the animatronics. Like you feel like, oh god, that thing is like 7 feet tall and would immediately kill me if I moved. So I get VR being a different experience, in fairness. And Scott did the original FNAFs, and they're pretty spooky. I give him that, especially that first one. I don't know if Narrow Stream has discovered anything cool since then. If anybody knows,
they started playing some random game. I think they gave up.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait over the next few days and see if it comes up. Well, Withered was saying now they think it's fake, so maybe they gave up because of that. But I
think Withered's lying.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it being made today or yesterday means it's a hoax. It's a lot of effort to go to for a hoax. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more that they found that made it more believable to be a hoax, but I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Whole of Twitter now thinks it's a hoax. Interesting.
Boo.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. We'll see. Time will tell. It is just exciting to have something to look forward to. Both sites were registered by the same extremely obscure registrar company. All right. I don't even know what that would indicate. Let me see. All right.
Yeah, I'm back on his Twitter, seeing if he said anything.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think for the FNAF 2 movie. Is there anything people in chat? Let us know. Is there anything about the FNAF 2 movie which is currently standing out to you? Because I feel like we've talked about the main highlights. But is there anything particularly? Oh, you skipped my second one, Mio. Apologies. Let me go back and find
In
that.
the Flesh and Empreg.
Oh, how is In the Flesh book bad when 90? Oh, okay. Why is Empreg
Oh.
bad when they had face huggers? Well, that's what Scott was thinking.
Mhm.
And honestly, I mean, Gibby, you've read it. You know the actual story. Is it
Yeah.
more like a face hugger, or is it more like the thing people call it?
No, it's more okay. I would have to say it's more like Empreg because the quote unquote moral of the story is that he's being punished ironically for being a misogynist. And one of the things that he breaks up with his girlfriend over is that she wants kids and he doesn't. So I
Ah,
definitely think that it being pregnancy is intentional.
yeah.
The evil cursed program that gets run that makes him pregnant is called It's a Boy.exe.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's 100% pregnancy.
Yes. But I don't think it was also in a fetishy way. It was made in like the
No,
horror-y, like,
absolutely
oh
not.
my god, that's awful, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
imagine that. It crawling out of you. You know. Um yeah, I think it's not made for that, obviously, but it's also a different. Yeah, how would you feel about that, comparing it to Facehuggers then, in terms of what we're talking about with the like age range of the series? Is that worse for like young kids, like their Scholastic book fair? They're going out and they're getting the Empereg book.
So like in Frights, there's some severe violence, like, and then Foxy's hook plunged into my eyeball and I heard it pop,
Yeah.
right? Like that happens in one of the stories. If you were to visually depict that, which is why it's not shown in the comic book, it would be rated R. In a book,
Yeah.
you could say he got impaled, but you can't show it in a movie. So I think the medium is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember actually reading a book. I can't even remember what it was at this stage, but I remember it had a really cool cover. I got it at a school book fair, and I was reading it, and I think it was made for a little bit of an older audience, and whatever age I was at the time, like 7 or 8 or something. I found it way too scary, and because I'd never read a scary book before, so I put that. I was like, I don't even know it. This is this is a new experience. I didn't know books could be scary. I didn't think they could be.
Mhm.
I'm sure I'd read it now and laugh, but that's why I think for a younger audience, that is like the height of horror. Is oh my god, he plunged his hook into his eye and his eye popped. That's crazy, you know. And there are certain things that you read when you're a bit older and you kind of go, it's a bit juvenile in terms of the way it's written, but it is targeting that same fear center as FNAF generally goes for, without being crazy inappropriate either. Just trying to scare them. Let me see.
Did you read like were Goosebumps big over in
No, they
your
weren't.
world?
If they were, they weren't when I was a kid. I'm trying to think what was closest, or if we had like a similar thing. Horror was never really a huge thing for me growing up, and I didn't really know anyone that was really into horror as a kid until Five Nights at Freddy's became a thing, and that was like,
That's true.
a scary thing. Like I
Like
never
I'm a
watched
couple years
any
older
horror
than you,
movies.
and we
Yeah,
had like Goosebumps was huge, and Are You Afraid of the Dark was huge, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was huge. Like there was a lot of kids focused horror media in the mid '90s,
yeah,
and then I guess that just kind of went away in the 2000s. I don't know. We had like Invader Zim and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, even like those were like horror series for kids, or they were scary at least.
yeah. That's fair.
Scooby Doo.
Oh, somebody said the website updated.
Ooh. Yeah,
It
Absolux
has.
Guardian also says, I spoke to someone who legitimately had their Vor awakening as a teen because they read Room for One More.
Oh.
So that's one sin that Scott's really going to have to repent for.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's gonna have to explain that one at the pearly gates. So yeah, the website has updated. Very
Oh, really? I don't
interesting.
see anything. What are you
Okay,
seeing? Oh, my
so
stream.
the link, the text, and they've all updated to 6666666,
What?
which is very interesting. Is this different? Is this the same as it was earlier?
It definitely was not 666.
No. This string here, is this the Chica's Cupcake Challenge or whatever? I think it is.
That looks familiar.
Oh no,
Yeah, I think so.
is it? Yeah, U-U-U-U-U-N. Yeah. That's the 4 L's. And look, my face equals gone. That's been added.
What? My face is gone. My problem with this is like, if it is a hoax and the guy now realized that like, oh, he fooled us, but Nero figured out that it's not real. Changing everything to 666 is kind of like,
Yeah.
ooh, scary.
Yeah, that's why I'm
So I don't know
like,
if that matters.
that has now actually made me question if it is actually real. That one change,
Yeah.
because now I'm like, I don't know if Scott would do that. Like, what's that got to do with anything?
No.
Like the devil? My face is gone would be Bonnie, Withered Bonnie, I assume.
Yes.
Or Jeremy in Help Wanted, but I don't think he cut off his face.
Everyone in chat saying it's Gaster. I know it's a reference to something, but I don't know what that means.
It's Undertale. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't believe Toby Fox made this website. Deltarune Chapter 5. Can you? That would be a crazy way to do Deltarune Chapter 5, is by making a fake Five Nights at Freddy's ARG.
That's incredible. Oh my
That
god.
would be awesome. Are the claws still there? They are. Weird. Okay, so yeah, those 666s, those are not. Mio, I want to explain my thoughts about money. Sorry, I thought you were talking about your thoughts on the.
We are looking at chat.
Chica one. You are, yes. You share your thoughts in chat. I totally appreciate that you don't want to keep sending super chats. I appreciate that you have thus far.
Yeah, like, we will read every super chat. We will see 80% of chats, and if there's something interesting posted, like what I just said with Gaster, we'll read it.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roger, yes. Roger, I think you sent me the spectrograms. I looked at them, and I also don't see anything.
Yanverb says, speaking of horror books and children, my godfather gave me Lovecraft's The Whisper in Darkness to read when I was 6, and I still have an irrational fear of people being impersonated by monsters. You must love The Mimic.
The Mimic!
The Mimic. That is, when you were 6 reading a Lovecraft book. How would you even have read a Lovecraft book when you were 6? Like, I feel like the reading level of being 6 years old in a Lovecraft book is probably pretty different, but maybe I'm underestimating kids now. Mimic speaks to something in me. I read Tom Sawyer at 6. Damn, alright. Maybe I don't even remember what I was reading at 6 years old, to be fair, so I don't know.
I can barely read Poe now. When I was talking about what's it, The Fall of the House of Usher, I'm picking up maybe like 80% of this. I really hope I don't say something stupid in my video.
Yeah, that's fair. I have not read any Poe or Tom Sawyer or what's the most like classical thing I've read some Shakespeare.
Like Jules Verne.
No Jules Verne. I mean, I've read like Great Gatsby and stuff. The ones you read in school.
Yeah. You guys read Great Gatsby in school?
Yeah, it depends. Every few years it'll change what books are on the rotation. So the year I was in, there's like a few books that the teacher can choose from, and then so our class did Great Gatsby that year. I can't remember what the other one was.
Cool.
We did Playboy of the Western World, which is an Irish thing, but yeah, Great Gatsby.
Oh, did you guys read
really
Joyce?
Great Gatsby. No. We did not.
Didn't?
I think that
okay,
would.
So, I read Joyce in high school. That's funny.
Really? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
From whatever I've heard about Ulysses, I've gotten the impression that it would have went over many heads, including mine. I would not have been able to follow that. My friend Peter actually has gone into college he's done a few different courses, or a few different degrees, but he has read Ulysses and done a few different papers on it, and has said that he picked it up quickly enough. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, we've never studied it officially in school.
Interesting. Yeah, because like when I think of novels, I'm like, yeah, you got Shakespeare, and then you got like American stuff. You have Of Mice and Men. You have The Great Gatsby. You have
To Kill a Mockingbird. We did that in junior.
To Kill a
cycle.
Mockingbird. Fascinating. Sam said that their exposure to horror was in Doctor Who. I agree.
Yeah, fair. Let me see. Somebody said something there about the website's update. The only thing that changed aside from the 666s was the last VVVYY33 was changed, and before it was uppercase, which sent you to a non-existent page. You had to put the MP3 in lowercase. Okay, so that seems like that's like them fixing the like hint, like, oh, people aren't getting it because it's not supposed to be uppercase.
I will say, I mean, we're live and Narrow is live. There's a pretty high % chance that Scott's watching us right now, because like,
True.
if this is what he's doing, rubbing his little hands together, like, hee, I'm gonna see if they're gonna solve it. There's only 2 of us live doing it. It's either us or Narrow.
Yeah, true.
And they were playing some weird troll game, and we were talking about classic literature, so maybe he's sticking around for us. Scott, if you are here, if you'll take any suggestions, I don't know, just like literally anything that could confirm that this isn't a hoax, because a lot of people are scared to interact with it because they don't want to get like viruses or get their IP tracked or something like that.
Yeah, Scott, if you
tweet out a picture of a
please-
cupcake, please tweet out a picture of
Yeah.
a cupcake from Scott Games, or literally anything,
make
so
yourself
that we know
known.
it's not a virus.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
say hi.
True, actually, just say 15 in the chat again. We gotta get.
I love
we
The
gotta
Great
get it.
Gatsby, and then don't elaborate.
Yeah, guys, everyone connect to the field right now, and let's summon Scott. Everyone put in the chat some Scots, some high Scots, something like that, and make sure you like the stream as well if you've been watching.
Yeah, gosh, 400 viewers, but only 300 likes. What is this?
Oh gosh, come on! I'm fielding my hardest. Nice, there we go. Scott, please. Yeah. The 666s, that's not I don't
Seems
know.
not
That's
Scott. Yeah.
that's really thrown a wrench in the whole thing for me. I was so convinced. They had me.
Yeah. You're my favorite Unwithered Truther member, Will Care 67. Thank you.
Will
for
Care
joining.
67. Thank you, Will Care 67. Yeah, what if he changes it to... See, if they change it to 6767 or just 777, that would
That's
be
something
the
Scott
best.
would do. He has young kids. Scott knows 6'7".
Oh.
100%.
I love the idea of Scott knowing 6'7". He met John and Dawko, and he was like, hello, 6'7".
People are comparing it to the Grinch leak. Do you know what the Grinch leak was? Were you around back then?
Grinch leak? I was not.
The Grinch
around for
leak.
The Grinch leak.
Okay, this is one of the best stories in video game history. So, Smash Brothers Ultimate was coming out, and they were very slowly revealing all the fighters for the game. Are you like a Smash Bros person? Do you follow any of that kind of stuff?
Not really, but I am aware of it.
Yeah, they were doing, and I was watching this live, people. I was remembering when this happened. I was 100% on board with it. So every Nintendo Direct, people would be like, oh, what's the next character going to be? Masahiro Sakurai, the guy who makes Smash Brothers, did this little like interview where he was filmed, and there were just 2 chairs in the background, and they were Waluigi's colors, like purple and like green. And people are like, that's a hint that Waluigi's going to be the next fighter announced. Like, that's how crazy Smash Bros. Speculation was.
Yeah.
And then this image appeared online. So what Nintendo had been doing is there was this big uh, what's it called when you have like a picture that goes like all the way around a room? Tapestry. There's this big tapestry that had like all the revealed fighters in it, and there's a bunch of blank spaces. And each time a new fighter was revealed, they filled in one of the blank spaces with the new guy. And so this image appeared online that was the tapestry at like a really, really high resolution, and all the blank spaces were filled in with a bunch of characters. And this came from somebody who had taken a picture on their phone on like Snapchat. And in the background of the image were some unseen renders of the Grinch from the Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch movie from like 2018 or whatever.
Okay.
And people were able to like IP trace the photo to see it came from like France. And they're like, okay, there's a studio in France that is working on marketing for the Grinch. And so they'd be the only ones who would have these currently unseen promotional renders of the Grinch. And if they have this image from Nintendo, it could be that they're the printing company who's doing the art for Smash Bros. So like the only way this is fake is if someone also was faking stuff for the Grinch movie. So like this is and it was on Snapchat, and the guy who took the picture didn't intend anyone but their friend to see it, but someone screenshotted it and then like posted it on 4chan or whatever.
Damn.
So it's like the effort it would take to fake this is not only an insane amount of effort to make the art, but also in order to make people believe it's real, they included all this other like Grinch stuff. And so it was called the Grinch leak, and everyone believed it, myself included, because it just seems like an impossible story.
Yeah.
And then the final fighters are revealed, and it's not the person in the league. And then the guy who made it just like put a bunch of laughing emojis on Twitter, and the entire thing was a hoax.
It was a hoax. He faked.
It was a hoax.
He faked Grinch renders?
Yes. They were like blurred in the background of his photo of this big tapestry that was also fake.
Whoa.
Yeah, completely crazy.
We got a Brazil invasion. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's insane. Okay, so this definitely could be fake. This is not even close to the amount of effort that people go to for hoaxes.
I swore after the Grinch leak, I'm like, I will never believe anything ever again.
All right, well, more. You know what? We owe Withered Circle an apology.
I mean, he's still wrong, but
he's still wrong, of course. Mio did share his thoughts that he wanted to share when he was super chatting. We're desensitized now more in 2025. You have sick toys for 5-year-olds, but in the 90s we had guns and cartoons. Like we knew it wasn't
That's
real
true.
then. Born in 91, so it's weird in ways, lol. Yeah, so I suppose the idea is like, you know, over time things have gotten a little more sensitive.
What's more inappropriate? You know, I had a bunch of toy guns. You know, you could buy cowboys and Indian stuff, and there'd be like a toy Native American headdress, and then like a toy cap gun, and that was on like Walmart shelves. So it's like, okay, what's more inappropriate, that or Garden of Banban merch?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I know. Yeah. I don't know. It's such a messy topic. I don't know if I'm equipped to give answers to that.
Yeah. Let's ask any like neither you or I are parents, I think. So let's keep that to real adults.
Yeah. Exactly. But I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Yeah. Thank you. I think there was another super chat I might have missed. Yeah, sixes are only. So this is from Jan Verb again. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Sixes are only connected to something sinister if there are 3 of them. I would think that Scott would know his biblical reference, probably hoax. That's what I'm thinking.
Disagree.
You don't think he would know that it's...
No. I just mean that just because there's not 6 of them doesn't mean it's not a 666 reference.
Oh,
what do you think Order
sorry.
66 is?
Yes, yeah, but I think...
It's still a 666 reference.
Oh, so okay, I thought what Janberg was saying is because there's 6 of the 6s, that, like, it's two sets of 666, and it's lining up with the right length for hex codes.
Yeah.
But maybe what Janberg is saying is that, like, oh, well, there's 6 of them, and Scott, if he wanted to make them 666, would just put 3. So for that, I was thinking, well, Scott probably wouldn't make a 666 reference in Five Nights at Freddy's at all, because I
agree.
see that along the like lines of what he would see. Again, it's all speculation. Maybe he would, but we have never had any sort of direct biblical references in like FNAF in that way. Like, there's obviously references to hell and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think Scott would make that direct of a biblical connection, especially with something so like played out as well in horror. But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something interesting. Maybe it's all taking place during UCN and he's in hell. 666. Good night, everyone. Mio, good night. Thank you very much. Have fun. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully you heard us respond to your thoughts. Execute order 666. That's why it's Gaster. What if the Grinch just shows up in the FNAF 2 movie? I still can't get my head around that Grinch story. So was he faking that because he knew people would think that? Or was he just like, it'll make it seem more legit?
The history of Smash hoaxes is insane. The lengths people will go to is crazy. There's another leak, and there's another leak, and it showed Mallow from Super Mario RPG as a playable fighter, and people who at the time were like the people who sort of hack into the game and make mods were like, it's impossible at the given time with the knowledge we have of the game to mod in that kind of character. Like, you cannot mod in a playable character or something. Like, you can mod in an Echo Fighter, but you can't mod in this. I don't know the exact terminology, but they're like, this can't be a hack because we literally don't know how to do this, and it's definitely not Photoshop. Like, it's in the game.
Yeah.
So like, this can't be a hack, therefore it's real. No, it was a hack. One guy figured out how to do it, didn't tell the community, and made a thing. So like, the best hacker in the community used his skills to do this instead of allowing people to like make mods or whatever.
That's really funny.
Yeah, like the extent people went to for this stuff is crazy. I'm sure there's a Grinch Leak documentary out there, but as someone who lived through it, it was crazy.
Grinch Leak documentary. Yeah, somebody said where is that? As a devout Christian, I can confirm that if we're serious, we rarely give any acknowledgement to 666. That's, like, I don't want to say that Scott would or wouldn't, because I don't know him. I don't know his own beliefs and how he would take that. But from my understanding, it would be sort of, like, not necessarily blasphemous, but it would be a very serious thing to relate to this game. And I don't, like, it wouldn't just be like a, oh, crazy, oh, spooky. It's like, that would actually hold significance, you know, given what we understand about Scott's religious beliefs. But I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe Scott's going to take a hard left into demonology for FNAF.
People are saying, do you remember the Rayman leak? Yeah, that wasn't a that was just a video edit. Someone basically used like serious video editing stuff to make it look like Rayman was on the player selection screen of Smash. And then they revealed exactly what they did a couple days later. Gibby, are you a Chica's Party World Truther? I don't know what that means.
Chica's Party World Truther. Maybe, do you mean Chica's Secret Party or Chica's Party World from...
Yeah, do you mean the current thing that's
Secret
happening?
Of the Mimic?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shadow Freddy is a demon. That would be crazy.
Kelsey's a projection, too. The current thing. No, I still think it's... Yeah. My opinion on if it's real or not has not changed.
So you still think we're 100% real?
Yes. 5 minutes ago I said, the Grinch leak made me not believe anything anymore, and I'm like, no, this is real.
What do you think these 666s are then?
FNAF 6, no, because like Scott would have known how that would be taken.
Yeah.
What did they used to be that were changed to 666? And also, what do they mean in the code?
They
what's that? What
are
the function?
they're the hex code for colors of text links. Remember, link was 2049,
Yep.
which I believe was actually the same. Somebody mentioned it earlier. I think it's scottgames.com has the same thing because we were analyzing that earlier, and I thought that number looked familiar, and it's because link 2093. Oh yeah, okay. So these were actually exactly the same. Somebody copied the body text from scottgames.com. Yeah, look. It's exactly the same for one to the other. Is that more or is that good or bad evidence?
Scott being lazy or someone wanting to make it look legit so they copy Scott's website code.
Yeah.
Could be either one. Like, that's a 50-50.
Yeah. 'Cause this does now look like, because look, the head is the same as well. So was literally the code for the website was copied. Yeah, font face veranda.
Yeah. A not currently existing render doesn't really mean anything, but the Balloon Boy thing does not match any current. Like, if you Google Nightmare Balloon Boy, you're not going to get the exact picture that it showed, meaning that someone went out there and at minimum got a 3D model and posed it the way that they wanted it to, and then put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that as well. Obviously it's... See, my thing is, yes, you can do it, and yes, you could be Grinch leaking this, but I'm like, why? why? Like, for what? What's the just to mess with people for fun?
To make Nora Raven go live, yes, to get us money from Super Chat, trying to solve it. Haha, they really got us.
Nara Raven did this.
Oh yeah, Nara Raven did it himself. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna solve it.
Exposure. That would be so funny. You think this is the work of the evil Talbert? I mean, yeah, even Talbert files didn't have this much effort put into it. Either way, it's fun. Like, I hope it does actually lead to something, whether it's real or not. I hope there's like actually something to derive from it, even as a fan project. Like, I'm not saying they need to like make the game or anything like that, but I'd like some sort of resolution or some storyline to be played out. But maybe it's just a bunch of vague stuff that's being copy and pasted from Scott Games. Yeah, the website code being... Well, I guess, is that just how you code a website? I don't know. Maybe that's just what it has to look like for it to work. The font being the same. Oh, well, yeah, like they changed, because earlier it said font face round, and now it says my face equals gone. So they changed that. They gotten rid of all these font sizes things that Scott has.
Yeah, if Scott wasn't planning on doing anything until the 2nd, I don't know if he'd be spending all day today doing this. Like, oh, every 6 hours I'll go in and change something. And we know that he doesn't really like pay people to do this kind of stuff. He doesn't really have like a community manager.
Well, he does now, right? Because he's got Scott Games Twitter and everything.
You'd think so. When was the last time they tweeted? They tweeted twice. That account existed in 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, okay, Scott literally just finished the movie, right? They just had the premiere with Daco and John, meaning for the first time in 2 years, he's like, I have nothing to do besides answer emails. I'm going to launch an ARG. Is that exactly what Scott would do? Or is that like, yeah, of course, Scott wouldn't do that.
I don't know. It depends on, is this a Steel Wool thing? Because it could be a Steel Wool thing that Scott's like overseen, you know, and it's somebody else is doing the updates. But he like planned it out and he said, okay, guys, let's make it like my old updates. Let's make it like the old Scott Games updates and, you know, make the website the same and blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be him at his computer typing away. It could be, but I would imagine it was somebody else doing it. See, I don't take it happening early one way or the other, because I could see it as like, okay, well, the thing got leaked, so let's put everything in place but not give away everything at the same time. Like, let's not, because, you know, okay, the book's not coming out, but people already know it's in it. How do we keep them excited for the next few weeks before that comes out? Let's do a little ARG that updates every day. Or every
I'd also like to
couple of hours.
know, because reading Nero's thing didn't really explain it, who found this? Who typed in chicasecretparty.com and found this website?
Yeah, I mean, I literally did that yesterday myself.
Oh, okay.
Or the day before. So I guess someone just did it today and found it.
Amazing.
Because I was like, did anyone check this yet? No, I'll check it. It didn't work though. I would have dropped dead on the spot. I would have been so excited if I had been the one to type this in and found it like the other day. It would have been crazy.
We would have gone live immediately.
Yeah, Pete Culver. Taking the opportunity for self-promotion, Lemeo. I actually made a video trying to predict the whole plot of the movie. It'd be awesome if you guys checked it out if you get the chance. I think we're coming up to the end of the stream. We've been live for 3 hours, but if anyone is interested in checking that out, go for it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we haven't gone through in terms of the movie. Man, Wither Bonnie looks great. These Delco pictures are cool.
Yeah.
There he is. So he's sitting at home right now. He's typing away on chicaspartyworld.com. Or not. It's just some other guy. I don't know. Is there anything about the movie? I can't think of anything else. Mike, what's Mike gonna be up to? What's he doing?
I think it might have sequel problem where there's characters from the first one that sort of hold over to the second one and are given nothing to do. Right? Like the first movie, Mike was I'm the main character.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything through my eyes guy. The interesting characters are Vanessa, the daughter of the serial killer, and Abby, who has the sixth sense and can talk to the ghosts. Mike is not an interesting character to follow other than he cares about these people and thus doesn't want to see them get hurt, and the audience cares about these people and doesn't want to see them get hurt, so we're kind of in his eyes. His story is boring.
Yeah, he might just have a bit of main characteritis where he's just like, I go where the plot needs me to go. I don't want to do anything. I just will go on my hero's journey. But like, my hero's journey is like, I want my sister to not die, which isn't the most compelling plot.
Half of his lines will be screaming Abby, and half of his lines will be screaming Vanessa.
Yeah, that's very true. He'll be John Boyega in the last
in Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, yeah. Right. I think you're right. I can't from the trailers and anything. I haven't seen anything yet that's going to go beyond Abby is missing, so Mike's going to have to go after her. Maybe there'll be something more for him to do. If there were, I'd imagine it would have to do with Garrett or moving on from his family or trying to build the new family with Abby. But I think you're right that he'll probably just be headed after wherever Abby goes.
Yeah, like he had his character arc. What does Mike want? Well, he's obsessed with Garrett, so he wants to figure out what happened to him. By the end of the first movie, he figured out what happened to him, and he realized that Abby is more important. His character has nowhere else to go.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, he might end up just kind of coasting for a movie, and then the third one will be him versus William for some reason.
Yes. Tell me what happened to my brother.
Yeah. Why did you put another kid inside Golden Freddy with my brother? Why did you paste over his face in that drawing? Who drew that drawing, by the way? Was it William? Had to be William, right? Because all the kids would have been dead.
Yeah. Unless it was like Vanessa as a child.
Oh,
that's really interesting. Vanessa. It's very odd. It's very odd, actually, now that I
Yeah.
think about it. The problem
Yeah,
with the
who
first
drew
FNAF
it?
movie is it doesn't explain literally anything. So, like,
Yeah.
did Scott not think of that, or are we just not supposed to know yet?
I it doesn't feel like the movie wants you to ask that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, well,
Like,
like FNAF 1, the drawings on the walls were from kids who went to the
yeah.
restaurant and drew pictures on the wall, and the management went, "Oh, that's so cute. We'll pin them up in the office." But timeline-wise, that doesn't make any sense because they're
Yeah.
drawing the dead kids.
Yeah. Like every other drawing is a drawing from other kids, but like
Yeah.
that one specifically is controlling the kids. So you'd think it was one of the kids that drew it, but then it's like, well, why would they draw all of them together hanging out if you killed them one by one? Spontaneously generated via the field. Yeah, maybe, because that's kind of what it is in the Silver Eyes, right? Like it's a metaphorical drawing, it's not real.
Yes.
Um so
And
yeah.
then, yeah, Kelsey's face is taped over someone.
Well, I also just wonder when William figured out that he could draw stuff to make it happen. When did William commission Vanessa to draw it? He went
This
to
has
her
to be
he
a
went to her
child.
DeviantArt page and he found out her rates. Um, William's art skills sucked. Being a major point of the movie is genuinely so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he just canonically draws like a child.
Yeah, I'm very interested if we'll actually get more. Do you think we're gonna go down the route of like experiment William, like mad scientist William, where he's like messing with Remnant and looking at
Yes.
like, kids' souls and all that?
Yeah. Yes. I think there's
Do you
going to
think
be a
we'll get that
flashback,
now?
and he's going to be like, I was a mad scientist, and I was
Yeah.
doing an experiment in my lab, and then it blew up, and the house caught on fire, and my wife died. And I went, I will never let this happen again. And then I was so consumed by my work that I abused my children for 13 years. And then I'm like, if I can kill other kids, I won't have to kill my own kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe something
100%.
like that. I can just see the shot of a de-aged via CGI Matthew Lillard staring at like a collapsed
Yeah.
house or something on fire.
Yeah. He and Skeet Ulrich just like look like slightly rubbery versions of themselves from Scream
Yeah, they use that
outside of
as the
Fredbear's.
the reference photo. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get AI to generate it.
Yeah, Sauce's best in fact check. Drawing be ghost nonsense. Why else? Yeah, probably. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna go all the way to like Remnant and putting it in syringes and stuff like that. They might, but I feel like it's if they're gonna go that direction, it'll be more movieized. You know, they're gonna make it more general appeal. So he's not going to be messing with like very specific, like if you imprint agony onto metal and you melt it down, then it becomes like this molten mercury like liquid that you have to keep at a certain temperature. It'll just be like, I killed the kids and I used a ghost meter to read that there were ghosts in it, and I figured out I could tell them what to do because ghosts. And then that'll be the limit of his experimentation. He'll be like, I wanted to see if I would come back as a ghost, and I knew I would. And that'll be like whatever we do for Sister Location.
Yeah, it can even just be like, the animatronics are haunted. I built this thing out of one of the haunted animatronics, therefore it's haunted too.
Yeah. We could even get that for the Withereds in this movie.
Mhm.
Oh, I was thinking of something. I was on a walk yesterday, and a thought came to me about the movie, about the Withereds and the toys and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. Like, if I think of it before the stream's end, I'll say it. But it was it was something to do with like the red eyes in the first movie are interesting because the toys have the red eyes in this movie, but the Withereds don't seem to. And I was like, if it is something to do with the Afton control, that could be interesting if they are being controlled by the puppet who's being controlled by Afton or something. I just don't think he's going to make the puppet a mass killer in this movie without
He being Scott or he being William?
sorry, Scott.
Okay.
I don't think he'll make the puppet a mass murderer who's going to kill everyone in town because of just being an angry spirit, unless it's something like, they let me die. They could have saved me, but they just stood there and watched, so I'm going to take a revenge on the whole town. But I don't think it'll do that. I think he's going to, because he seems to want to preserve the kids' innocence. Even though they're doing violent stuff, he's not putting the blame on any of the kids. I think if Charlie's going out mass murdering people with the toys, that's going to be harder to defend.
Unless, in the continuity, Charlie is the vengeful spirit.
Yeah, which could be. I think
Like,
there's
one kid, there's always an Andrew or a Cassidy who's allowed to be the bad one.
Yeah, that's true. But again, it's like the vengeful spirit in the games. It's like, I guess Andrew would be the closer comparison, because he does kill people, but he doesn't mean to necessarily. I feel like that's different than getting Toy Bonnie to go out and stab someone in their kitchen, But you know what? I could also see it as Charlie is controlling the toys in such a way that they are just being protective of Abby or whatever. And then toward the third act, the William takes over, or the Freddie Carter takes over, or somebody takes over the toys. And because to me, the Freddie Carter line, or the everyone in this town will be dead by morning, has always sounded to me like it's coming from him. Some people have said it sounds like Matthew Lillard. I don't know. I thought it sounds like the same. I thought it sounds like Freddie Carter.
I don't know what he sounds like, but it certainly doesn't sound like Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, no, I think because there was one of those clips which was like him introducing the others to the FNAF 2 building. He's like the one inviting them inside, and he spoke in that clip, and I thought it sounded like him, because I don't see why William would be saying it in the past, and I don't think William would sound like that if he was Springtrap, and I'm trying to think of anyone else that might be saying that. So the only other person I can think of is that character who seems somewhat sinister, and he's in on the whole thing, and he's like, everyone's going to be dead by morning. You're too late. You can't save them, Mike.
I just had a thought. Big
Okay.
thought here. Big brain. Okay. So a lot of people, and this has been going on for a couple weeks, people have been sort of speculating about who that character is.
Yeah.
We've talked about this, where one of the speculations is that it's Michael Afton, that he's going to be the movie's version of Michael Afton. If Scott wants to twist the story with real surprises, what if the twist is that he's Michael Emily? What if he's the twin, like he's Sammy, but his name is Michael and he's evil, and so you're like, you as a FNAF fan, you're like, this is Vanessa's brother. This is William's other son, who's like the bad guy. His name is Michael. This is clearly the evil version of Michael from the games. And that's like, no, this is Sammy.
You guys are still going?
We're
unfortunately. Did Nero crash
Freak
out?
happened.
People keep telling us that he thinks it's fake now.
Oh, let me give him a call.
No, okay, bye. Oh my god.
So he's Michael Emily.
Yeah, I would
Michael
think
Cheese.
He looks Michael Cheese. He looks evil. His name is Michael, so you're going to assume he's like a dark Michael Afton.
Yeah.
And then the twist at the end of the movie is that, the puppet comes up to him and doesn't hurt him. And he's like, I have been feeding people to my sister for years. Because I am Sammy.
No, he doesn't think
Sammy
it's
Emily.
fake. You freaking
Okay, good.
liar.
Oh, he
Good.
said
These are
that.
chat
Withered
things.
told us that.
Withered's a freaking liar.
Well, Wither Circle's a freaking stinky head then.
Yep.
He said Raven _ believe it's fake. Damn. Well,
Big liar.
sorry, chat. We've been
Yeah,
peddling
the website just
misinformation.
updated again. Did they tell you?
Yeah, did you see
After the
the
666?
666?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd say 666. That's just
Well, It's
There's
6.
6 of them.
It's 6
So if you
sixes.
double every letter, it's 3 of them.
That's weird. I don't think Scott Cawthon would do that then, actually.
That's
we
what
were
I
saying.
said.
Doesn't seem
Yeah.
very Scott. Yeah, I don't think Scott Cawthon would put the number of the beast in a fucking ARG.
Yeah. It's also. We realized that it's
Because he takes that,
copy
he would take
pasted.
that seriously.
Yeah. The code for the website is copy pasted directly from scottgames.com. Like the head, the body is directly 1-to-1. Or it was,
but
anyway.
the code of FNAF World's Ending is copy and paste into UCN, so that's not too much of a...
What? It's like give you basically.
Yeah,
That's what you said,
laziness
Jimmy.
or copy.
We tried to summon
Yeah.
Scott with the field. Maybe we'll have a better chance if you're here, TD. He seems to.
I don't think...
to appear.
Since the FNAF movie didn't come out today, I don't think that's happening.
Well, no. So here's my
Uh,
logic, right? If this is Scott,
Yeah.
right? Scott got home after the movie tour. He's got nothing to do this weekend, and so he's just sitting there on his laptop updating the website. He'd be watching either us or Narrow, or both.
Definitely not narrow.
Like he is watching one of us, and that's kind of what I said. I'm like, oh, they're playing Joy of Creation now or whatever. So he might be here.
/J.
I told him, Scott, if you're here, tweet out a picture of a cupcake or just type 15 in chat, and then we'll know it's real.
Yeah, Scott over
and then
here.
we'll
Let's get a 14, please.
actually
Thanks.
do it. Because there's a lot of people who don't want to be involved with the ARG if they think it's a virus or it's going to steal their IP information. But if we know it's real, then
That'd
we'll
make
get
you more
right on
hype.
it. Yeah. Scott, if you just came in here and said 15, it would be legendary. And it wouldn't be a
Come
hint
on,
towards
Scott.
anything.
We will
I
run
believe
with
in you,
it then.
Scott.
Scott 15.
Someone's going to come in here. Someone's going to have like a fake Scott account ready and just going to type 15 and we're going to freak out.
They're going to get fake YouTube verified as well.
Yeah. If you change your username, do you keep your badge? Like right now, Unwithered, if you changed your
Oh.
name right now to Scott Cawthon, would it look like verified?
That's a good question, actually. That's really funny. Scott Care.
Scott Care.
T-Dreads, how
Clearly
do you feel
doesn't-
about Michael Emily theory for the movie?
Michael Sammy.
Michael
the
Sammy
what?
Emily.
Okay. So if Eyebrows
what are
Man
we
is
saying?
named, a lot of people think Eyebrows Man is going to be Michael Afton. I'm saying I think it's a double twist. I think the end of the movie, it will be revealed that Eyebrow Man, Freddie Carter, is named Michael, but he's Michael Emily. He's Charlie's brother, so he's Sammy. And that he lures people to the restaurant so that like the puppet can kill and eat them. And so like William's not in this one. William's like spring locked behind a wall. In this movie, the villains are the Emilys because Henry doesn't do anything to help. Charlie is the puppet and like is evil, but also she's a ghost, so like it's not really her fault. And then the older brother Sammy, or the twin brother Sammy, is the adult human that they have to like face and defeat and kill at the end. Is it? Oh, did you pull up the trailer? Is that what that was?
I'm pulling up the trailer now.
Yeah. What do you think of my theory? My film theory.
I think it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I think you're on the right track. I think he could be Michael Emily. But I think, again, for the style that they seem to be going with, like in terms of the kind of connections the characters have to each other, I think, again, especially if Vanessa has this whole thing of like reliving her childhood and reliving the fear of it and all that kind of stuff, you know, having her evil brother show up would kind of work, you know, because then she has to face who she used to be, that kind of idea. But I do like the idea of the Emily twist.
Yeah. The reason people think he's Michael Afton is because in some of the shots of the Afton household, there's like a boy in photographs with Vanessa.
Yes.
Like here's Vanessa as a child, and here's a boy standing next to her. If the Aftons and the Emilys are best friends, then that it could be Freddie Carter's character, but yeah, he's Michael Emily.
He is wearing a purple shirt in the trailer, and he has you can't see it in this shot, but he has a security badge, like a Freddy's security badge on his chest.
Yeah.
Which
Save them.
Yeah, it's purple guy and save them. And you've got like a bunch of teens coming to the FNAF 2 location and presumably getting killed. So,
Do you think this
is this
says
guy pulling the
anything?
strings about the games?
Do you think it says about the DCI? Yeah. Like, does that make you believe, what's it called? Silver DCI or
Silver
whatever?
DCIs, yeah. No.
Okay.
I
Me neither.
don't think so. I think it's
Yeah, Unwithered believes lefty DCI.
yeah. I'm sold on lefty DCI, so don't even try and convince me of anything else.
There's just no counter evidence, guys. Come on.
There's absolutely nothing going against it. I yeah. I think it's just more of a visual reference. It's a similar setup. It's one of those things that Scott knows we'll think about, but I also don't think it's like, yeah, so actually what happened in FNAF 2 was that Michael was working he was the daytime security guard, and he led a bunch of teenagers into Freddy's, and that's what we were supposed to get in FNAF 2. I just don't see that as being like a realistic expectation of our
The
of
DCI
FNAF 2.
was committed by Mike Afton the week that William was the security guard, and then Jeremy becomes the security guard, and then Mike goes back to be Fritz, and Scott intended us to figure this out.
Well, I've been saying for ages that Fritz being the Foxy kid and Jeremy being the Bonnie kid should surely be relevant, but that would make William Jeremy and Mike Fritz. So then I don't know what that's saying at all.
It's saying that they're both juniors and that's what juniors is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That
Fritz,
that
run
is
away.
so that's so to me it's like, so two of the kids in the MCI just happen to be juniors of two people that worked at the FNAF 2 location after they were already dead.
Yep. Yes, after their kids died, two concerned fathers became guards at FNAF 2, and one of them got his face bitten off. Or his frontal lobe bitten off.
It's peak.
So,
It's peak.
someone says, I have no idea what any of this means. That's normal.
Yeah,
You can love Five Nights at
exactly.
Freddy's
You're
and
in
not
the
be able to follow our conversations. Yeah.
You're in the right place. Can we talk about how this guy straight up looks like Dave Miller, just younger from the graphic novels? He acts like him a lot too. I haven't seen enough of his acting to know how he acts, but he's got the hair part. Does Dave from the book, from the graphic novel, have the hair part?
Dave just looks kind of ratty and evil.
Yeah. He just has that. He's got the is it Pinky Pills or whatever her name is that did those?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
His name is Timmy Raglan. It could be a flashback. It could be young William. I don't think so.
I doubt it, because that would be.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there he is. Does he? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any human being looks like this. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. Well, T-Dreads, unless you have any wisdom to impart on us about the FNAF 2 movie, any
not
a
quite.
big prediction?
I don't think so. I think
Nothing.
Mike Schmidt might be in the movie.
Wow.
Mike Schmidt, he might make it in. We'll see.
He
in
might
between
make it
all
in
the
this
rest of it.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Josh Hutcherson
yeah,
might
between
have-
all the rest of the stuff that we
Might
get
have been
through.
compelled to come back, yeah.
Maybe the Withers will be in it.
Fingers crossed for the toys. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. It's been a long stream, but also thank you very much to Gibby and T-Dreads.
Go watch my 36-hour video.
Yes, please. I've started my way through it. I haven't gotten that far in. I think I'm about half an hour in, but I will absolutely be making it to the 40 hours.
Let's
Maybe
go.
on my flight. I'll be able to listen to some of it. I'll download it.
That's awesome.
All right.
And I'll
Good
be
night,
streaming
everybody.
tomorrow. I'm going to do an AB whatever tomorrow. Bye.
Oh yes, of course. T-Dreads, anything you
See
want to
ya. No. I'm just T-Dreads. You know me. Hi, guys.
play? All right. Bye.
Bye.